Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a Monday night, and we got WWE RAW on tap tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. So welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. We're going to kick a crazy week off with 3 hours of fun stuff tonight. We're going to get into all of it, so make sure you get in that chat. Hit all those buttons. Don't forget the little reactions. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a part of all the fun. And me and that pretty face going to run you through everything here tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Like I said, we're going to dive into WWE RAW tonight as we head towards a very busy week here at the channel and a very busy week in wrestling. Lots going on. The go-home show for Bad Blood tonight, so make sure you're with us for that as well. And if you haven't done so yet, like, share, subscribe, be a part of the family. Be a part of the Wrestling Utopia. But for the next few hours, you're going to be locked in with Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Mr. Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick. And yes, tonight we've got, the last monster standing. We've got, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre both going to speak before Bad Blood. We've got, the New Day. We're really starting to dig into that whole heel turn. They're going to be both in singles action, everything. We're also the final end of an era, the last 3 hour Monday Night Raw of 2024.
Let's go. I'm happy about that. But it's going to be a fun one. Like you said, last monster standing. A lot of people have been talking about this. The hype packages have been awesome. We've seen the ongoing war. I imagine this is going to be the main event because they're going to destroy the place. I don't think there's any, I don't think they can open the show with this. I don't think it'll be in the middle of the show. I think these two animals are going to tear the place apart.
I do very much think that they're going to wreck the gaff. The only question I have is, do you end it with something that leads into Bad Blood? Because this will not, but 100%, how do you follow this up? There's literally gigantic human being versus gigantic human being. This is Big E's wet dream here of two big beefy boys slapping meat. Pause.
Yeah, I mean, again, it should be pretty epic. It should be pretty cool. I think this is a good chance for Bronson Reed to kind of go over, I'm thinking, and establish himself at who he is. But yeah, I mean, this back and forth has been really good, really strong. And yeah, I think we're looking for the payoff tonight. So I don't see anything else. I think you get all the bad blood loose ends kind of tied up heading into this. And then we just end the night on a fun.
Probably do like the Punk and Drew promos, like top of the hour, like 9 o'clock hour. You do 1-9, 1-10. Yeah. Do you see the idea or the potential of, say, the Wyatt Six gets involved and helps Brawny the Strowman? Because they're very much have, at least they've been teasing allegedly about trying to bring him into the fold.
It's funny because I was on the Wyatt Six, like the journal, the live journal. They had a new entry. Yeah, I don't think they're, I don't know that they're specifically going to bring Braun Strowman into this. I don't know. Now, I could see a scenario where Bronson goes over Braun goes away, and then maybe comes back as part of it. Maybe. But I don't know, because I still think that last spot is going to be reserved for someone else. And I don't know if he goes right back into that group. My problem is, if he joins the Wyatt Six, how do you stop him? Now we're back in that realm of they're just too strong. It's almost too much of a good thing with the Redwood and then Dexter,
right,
and even Gacy to a lesser extent.
How do you beat them?
It's made everybody.
Could it be to where, though, Braun ends up feuding with them? Like, they try and bring him in and Braun rejects it, and then that becomes the next feud, and that's a bit of a step up as a feud-wise versus when they were with Gable. And you've got somebody that could take on with a Redwood, a Howdy, Loomis, Gacy, all of that. Now the odds might be a little bit more even.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think it would be a harder challenge for the Wyatt Six to kind of, even though Braun would be heavily outnumbered unless he has a friend or two kicking around.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's definitely a step up in caliber. So yeah, I mean, it's curious. I kind of get the vibe that they got him on the peripheral. Like we'll always be friends, brother. But I don't know. Again, I just don't know. I don't know where they're going with it. It's been a little quiet on the Wyatt front. So, I mean, again, we'll have another pay per view where nobody from the Wyatt Six is slated to be in it. So, I am still kind of hoping that it amps up a little bit.
Right.
Uh,
I actually did not know we were having this match here.
we are having this match. So, we've seen the ongoing with like the babyface trio on Raw up against the PFC. And yeah, so we're going to go back and forth on this one. So, Bird Lady Zoe should be a decent match.
Yeah. I will, and especially Zoe started to really kind of flourish with having being in this group and everything. I think she's really developed. Like I'm getting behind here with Lyra now. Did you see? I think it was Tiffany Stratton named her Lyra, Roxanne, and I think it might have been Sol Ruka as like the kind of like
With
new
a tie.
WWE's division.
Yeah, it was a tie between Soul and Nikita. So it's interesting.
Fair enough.
Soul's getting a lot of traction. Soul's getting a lot of love, a lot of attention. She showed up at TNA last week. So I mean, I think the future is very bright for Soul if she can stay healthy. Nikita's been bragging that her knees are feeling pretty good. So I mean, break out the knee pad, please, because Nikita might be on her way back to business. So we will find out about that very soon, I hope. But yeah, I mean, again, I've kind of been okay with Bird Lady. I think lacks a little personality overall and still trying to figure that out. But in ring, I think she's done extremely well. The company's been high enough on her that they've put her over several times. Yeah, I mean, if this is building towards like a match next week or something else, I don't know where we're going with it, but it's at least at minimum keeping PFC somewhat busy to kick this off.
You're still highlighting talent and everything. Of Lear is not going to jump into like a world title feud or anything like that right now. So you've got her in there with you're
Yeah,
putting a shine on her and on Zoe, and you've got them in there with vets of like Shayna and Sonya Deville and everything.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The six-man tag, Lawo taking on Judgment Day tonight. We'll see if somehow, some way, this has any implications tied into Bad Blood. I mean, it's interesting that this is happening, but I mean, it is what it is.
Does it potentially? Would you do like a tag match on the pre-show or something like that?
I don't know. They don't seem to want to add any matches to a pre-show, so I'd be very surprised if they did.
Fair enough.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is, and again, we're going to get a couple matches like this, maybe even Zoe and Lyra to an extent. The go home show, we're not going to get a whole lot of the superstars, especially the ones that are going to be at Bad Blood, doing a whole lot tonight. Of course, we know Dom's going to be in a shark cage come Saturday.
Sharkbait, hoo ha ha. Yeah, and I still with that match, I think he ends up helping out Liv. He drops something out of the
Yeah.
cage and everything that helps turn the tide. Do you outside question and everything in the chat can answer too? We'll get to you in a quick second here, but do you think we get Sammy versus Gunther added tonight to Bad Blood? I know we've been teasing it. I've speculated they're going to do it a lot. Every time Gunther gets asked, he says no. Do we get the tide turned?
Yeah, I wonder if this is one of those moments where like a Pierce steps in and says, "Too bad you're doing it." I would have no problem with it being added. I wondered, part of me was like, do they save it for like next week's main event kind of thing on
Right.
Raw? They've done that as well. I wouldn't be bothered by it. I know some fans out there, oh, how could they? It is what it is. We got to fill the shows too. So, but it's leading that way. I mean, Sammy's going to get a shot. You don't do all this and not give him a shot. Yeah, I mean, put it on Bad Blood. Why not?
Well, I don't hate the idea if you save it for next week and everything because they've talked about it. That's why they do the 5 to 6 match pay-per-views and everything because they still stack matches for the rest of the week and everything. Like we're getting a last man standing match on a weekly episode of Monday Night Raw. Right. So 100%. Did you see the Pierce thing going around about to where he talked about he specifically drafted Monday Night Raw to be chaotic and everything, to be the most entertaining, to be the flagship. He's like, what are you going to go watch? SmackDown?
Yeah, same thing I'd say if my show was in fucking chaos. But hey, good argument.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is what it is. He wants a good show. He runs a good show. Yeah, his blood pressure has to be through the roof most of the weeks, but overall, it's been fun. It's been entertaining. And speaking of Pierce, did Xavier always have like the two nose piercings, and or is that just a new addition as part of this dark woods that we're getting?
I think that might be newer rather than older and everything. But yeah, they've managed to make 3 hours still really captivating. So
Yeah,
that plays into it being chaotic. But
for sure.
100%. Speaking of chaotic, the New Day's been chaotic, and I'm here for heel Xavier Woods.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be really good.
I knew him. I was a fan of him as Consequence Creed or whatever the fuck. In TNA, he did really well. When he first joined the New Day, and the New Day were like a heel tag team, he was the one out of the three that you really wanted to slap upside the head. He was irritating. He was annoying. Francesca originally was brought in to irritate people, and it worked. So yeah, I mean, the problem is after all these years, heel Kofi, I don't know how that flies. Xavier makes the most sense. And again, even the matchup tonight, Kofi taking on the heel, Xavier taking on a babyface. I mean, the writing's kind of on the wall here.
100%. And well, I saw it before we went live. He even put out a tweet of talking about the match and everything and bigging up how great Rey Mysterio, I almost called him Ronald like we normally do, but how great Rey Mysterio is, but still ended it with, but at the end of the day, I'm still right. So he's very much, he's again, what I like WWE's done with their heels is that they make them feel and come across justified. Like there's an actual reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I'm not just walking around being a dick for the sake of it. I mean, there are exceptions to that rule. But again, a rhyme or a reason, a justified heel, a heel with a purpose. It makes it more intriguing, more compelling. And again, I mean, I think we've all agreed, and I think a lot of people in the chat have echoed that sentiment that let's do something new with the New Day. Let's make the New Day feel new again. Let's do something, right?
We need a refresh. We need a refresh.
A little bit. So I'm okay with it. My question about with Drew and Punk scheduled to kind of be separately speaking tonight, I'm really curious how much they interact. I mean, I imagine there'll be something between them, but I'm curious how it works.
Do you think that there's any physical contact?
I don't think.
Do we get somebody beats up somebody, somebody jumps somebody, anything like that?
I don't know. I think they've done a really good job of keeping these two apart between match. Like, I mean, we've seen the beat downs, but even like the one by Drew, you didn't see it. The back door opened and Punk was already laid out. So they've been very selective about when we see physicality between these two. I could maybe see them kind of get in each other's face and have a pull apart that way, where the ring fills up with people and tries to stop it and create a little more anticipation or animosity. But I mean, this is again still my favorite storyline of 2024, and I think it's been strong, and I think it will continue to be strong. So I'm very curious how this interaction all plays out tonight.
I think it could go exactly how you just said it does right there, to where you've got everybody that gets pulled apart. Nobody's touching anybody, because to me, that's been a big testament to how good this feud's been, of how long they went without any sort of physical contact. It was all just the back and forth interactions. And to me, those two actually getting into it this close to Bad Blood is almost a detriment than a help at this point, because to me, I want to leave everything until those two lock horns inside Hell in a Cell. They both sat there and said, I'm going to make you bleed. I'm going to hurt you. This might be the last of CM Punk. This, that, and the third. My family didn't want me to do this. All of that. So you still have them cut the promo. They get super close, but I don't want them to touch, because that's when you kind of start to already lose what you could just save, because that is the biggest anticipation going into this is what's going to happen when these two guys lock up. So I don't want to see that until we're at the show, till the cage is dropped.
Make it special, make it count, make it matter. And they've done all that and more. So the only other thing that I know of on the docket before we say hello to all the people in the chat, keep it coming, folks, as we are almost at triple digits already in the pre-show. Jey Uso, our new Intercontinental Champion, will be live. And I wonder if this is an opportunity for Braun Breaker to say, hey, that's my belt. Or does somebody else kind of say, hi, Jay, my turn. I'm next up.
Well, we could get a showing of the IC division. Like, you could get an Ilya. You could get, Braun Breaker comes out. Does Rhea Ripley show up and celebrate with Jay? And we get more angry quiche tweets and, comments on his podcast and everything. But it's going to be interesting. that moment last week when he won felt so much like reminiscent of like the Attitude Era, if you want to put it that way, of just because it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
And it just everybody got behind it. So it's going to be
Right.
interesting to see now where they go with this. Does Jay have a long reign, or was this you got the belt? Congratulations, now give it back.
Yeah, again, I don't think they're going to do him dirty. I don't think they're going to just yank it off him or yeet it off him real quick. I think they're going to let him have his moment. I think he's going to have a decent little run here. And I think he'll be okay for a little while. I think he deserved it. We've all been kind of waiting for that moment. Him losing it super quick would surprise me.
Does he go into Survivor Series? And I'm assuming Survivor Series, I'll just say it as a whole, that like he's on the roster with it. But I think going into the Bloodline feud at Survivor Series, does he go in with the as IC champion?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I could say I just can't see him dropping the belt prior to. So he's got the belt, and again, it just adds a little more where, you know, potentially you'll have the tag champs on one side, an IC champ on the other. It's just like the best of the best of the best, depending on how all this plays out.
The best of the best of the best, sir.
You're the best. Speaking of the best, let's say hello to the people as Brandon Paquette, the first one in the chat tonight. Big man with big muscles, slapping meat. Big meat, big red. All right. Brandon, good to see you. Wrestle and Proud, welcome back. Welcome back. I see you. Welcome. I think I skipped over C Money. How you doing? There you go. Everyone all about the big meaty men tonight. Brought to you by Arby's.
We got right. Fun fact, did you know that Arby's has to pay a royalty check to Pusha T every time they do an ad? Because there's one drop that they do in their commercial that's from one of his songs, like the dirt, 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 when they talk about Arby's. So they have to pay him a royalty every time they do a commercial because they use a drop of his song.
Right. Pusha T now pushing the beef.
Paul.
Alexa, we'll avoid Bill's talk till later. Word up.
Oh, come on, I can take it.
But remember, Baltimore is no slouch. But anyway, if the last monster standing ends the show, the ring is break. That's kind of where my head's at, Rocco. I think they're gonna break everything. I think they're gonna break the ring. They might break the fucking tables around the ring. They might break the stage. They could break it all tonight with these two.
This is going to look like when you have Godzilla versus King Kong going at it and everything. They literally labeled it as, you know, last monster standing.
I know. I think it's going to be cool. I'm actually really anticipating it and really looking forward to it. Damien, always looking forward to some stuff. Kevin, welcome back. Stoner Jesus, may the blunt be with you.
It's now become a race of who can do the cross
right,
first.
We just do it together. We're good. Chris Jim with a novel. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? That's about my time. All right.
Well, and I will say this because I saw a lot of people commenting and everything, and so we'll get it out of the way. And so already T's and P's to Dikembe Mutombo. I saw people saying that Pete Rose passed away. No. Yes, the Dikembe Mutombo. So of course we've got two big men going at it. So we got to say T's and P's to one of the greatest big men of all time.
Absolutely.
WWE Hall of Famer Pete Rose passed away. I saw people saying that in the chat. I think I saw somebody say Chris Christopherson passed away today. Like, it's just been a bad day.
For the soap fans out there, John Black passed away as well.
And I saw a thing. I saw Misfits bring this up, so I looked into it. Of also T's and P's for Killswitch Luchasaurus. According to SRS, was hospitalized this past weekend with pneumonia in both of his lungs. He was found collapsed and rushed to the hospital. He's recovering and is on oxygen. His in-ring turn is unclear at the moment. So T's and P's all the way around.
Being that I've been in that situation, that identical situation, but with mine, and I've told that story. Yeah, thoughts and prayers. That's not a fun day at the office. I hope he's doing okay because your lungs shutting down it's everything. It's horrible. But 316 MMA, good to see you as we hit triple digits in the chat. AB giving all the T's and P's. Sup, Safid, how you doing? Eric, welcome back. Everyone's starting this Monday on a very somber note, but you know, let's hope we all feel a little alive today. And remember, we say this all the time on the channel. Show some love. Today is your day. Tomorrow's not promised. Make it count. And again, if you love somebody, don't hold grudges. Find the good in everything. Enjoy some wrestling.
Christ, that's why we still always use be a friend, tell a friend.
Absolutely.
However you want to take that, it fits Skin perfectly.
Paul Carpenter's with us. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Welcome back. AB Moore, Kira, Nick, what's popping? What's up, Nick?
Not the Bills. Not the Bills.
Rest in peace, Pete Rose. Raw. Happy Raw Day, everybody. Scott Rizzo. You just scared the hell out of me. Why did I scare the hell out of you? Oh, I yell. It happens. Welcome.
Fair enough. Well, I have a question. Did anyone wake up Green Day today? Because it's when September ends. So there, I'm trying to pivot to a happy note since we're all on a somber note. So did anyone wake up Green Day?
Right. What's up, Don? How you doing? Last 3-hour Raw in the USA. What a run it's been. Absolutely. Should be a very interesting night, especially as a go-home show. What's up, Polo? How you doing? Bradley, welcome back. 444. Always a pleasure, sir.
What up?
What's that?
I just said, what up?
What up? Misfits, good to see you. Damien, good to see you. Got you all ready. Play Lewis is with us as well. Roll call's getting nice and long, folks. Richard, I see you. Ken, welcome. Chris, Polo, Dale, the OG, Alexis, gotcha.
I gotta read Ken's comment here though, saying, "Hi Jets, damn, the Bills' defense was about as good as Nick's on Wrestling Court." Thanks.
Right. MDB's back. Trekopedia's back. I say Gunther versus Sammy at Crown Jewel. That is, again, it's still a month away. November 2nd is Crown Jewel. So, again, do they drag it out that long? I don't know. I think we might get something before that.
Yeah, that's a long drag.
A little bit, because it's already going, right? Mike, back with us. Good to see you. Who else we got? Mr. Golfer back in the house.
I got 123 Kid, Cal talking about T's and P's to Chris Christopherson, aka Whistler. Yeah, from the Blade movie.
Yeah. He was a badass. Raider Zed, new name in the chat, I do believe. Welcome. Kevin, I think we got you. MDB, C Money. Of course, Oz is back.
Oz, Denisha, hey, KJ and Big Nick, much to y'all today. I'm excited for Raw. Absolutely.
Oh, so you stopped. Okay. Sellers, how you doing? Another new name in that chat. Jake the OG, welcome. Dennis Hodge, 123 Kid. I think Nick called you out. Full live. Let's go. As we are about 7 minutes away to the start of this one. It literally took 7 minutes to get through that long list of names. As Rocco and more names pulling in. As Ronan's here, the go home show for Bad Blood in the final 3-hour installment of Raw. Love it. Tanisha, good to see you. Think I got everybody. Remember, folks, we got the super chat, super stickers, or be a member if you want to stand out. Spaz right on cue. My guy.
It's almost like you ask for it and it shall receive, what's 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 1/2 goat? Chicago. What? What's up, Kiggy Jiggies? I hope I said that right, I guess. Nico the Grand and Tony Rings in the chat. Shameless plug for my NXT CW preview wherever your vid and pod Spaz Phoenix podcast.
There you go. Go check out Spaz, a great supporter and friend of the show, and a good old fellow Canadian. So thank you so much for the super chat, and right on cue to remind everybody we have the super chat. Jordan's back with us as well. Larry, never fear. Larry's here. I think that Phil is now in the house.
Right. What's up, guys? Hope things are going great. Excited for Raw. And, well, with Raiders Ed saying new account, but definitely not new here. Y'all my boys. But fair enough. Are you big dog? I feel like you might be big dog.
New boots, same hero.
Right?
All right, folks. Like I said, we're about 5 minutes away from the start of the show. I wonder if there was anything that people, thanks to whoever gifted me. I think it was Bradley. I don't want to be wrong, but thank you for anybody being that generous. We appreciate gifting memberships, and again, we do have members only coming around the corner, so stay tuned for that. Those streams are always fun, where Nick and I, and sometimes Anthony, just shoot the breeze on anything that's going on in life.
Right, and I still love that we've built this whole little community and everything to where everybody's paying it forward, this, that, and the third, and everything. C Money is shouting out Kevin, everything. There'll be whole conversations going on in the chat while we're talking. We feel like we interrupt y'all and everything. So, 100% appreciated.
Right.
Mega, what up? Brian, all right, boys. What are you, fucking Christ? Why did I blank on his name there from Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Matthew McConaughey. All right.
But that I did, yeah, I took it elsewhere.
Fair enough.
What's up, pal? Welcome back. Nick's favorite name to say.
Propunzo, let down your comments. Sorry.
Brian Jobson. All right. I like it. As we just got that one. But yeah, we are a few moments away. I'm curious what's going to start off the show. I will remind everyone out there, we take a prediction on every single match. This weekend, the Predictions Championship will be on the line. You get your chance to be under Nick for a month or so. Actually, it's a quick turnaround because the belt will be on the line for Bad Blood and a week later at Wrestle Dream. So lots of wrestling, lots of chances to win the championship, and you get to be a champ here at the channel. Congratulations to Curtis, our over-under champion as well.
Right. You keep hitting me with the overs and unders here. As Spaz, so he's explaining his bar because you got the chi from chicken, the ka from cat, and the go from goat. So he spelled out Chicago. So I guess the bars went over my head.
There you go. Oh, well, if it makes you happy.
Right. I keep getting older, but the wrestlers stay the same age. All right. Yo.
It'd be cool if you did.
Right. Do you watch the wrestling? Have you subscribed to the Wrestling for Life Network? Be a whole lot cooler if you did.
But yeah, just pulling it up. So remember, folks, Nick and I are going to sync up. You'll have an opportunity to do the same if you want to watch along with us because of different places and time zones and all that fun stuff. We can we do our best to kind of line all our fun stuff up.
We got international borders going on here. We're, making peace treaties across continents here.
Right. Boston Gamer back in the house saying hello to the folks. It's nice to see him talk to the chat. We love it. Stay golden, Pony Boy. Another good quote. As I'm getting the end of professional tag.
That's a thing? That would be a thing. Is that a Canadian exclusive or is that an actual regular thing?
Y'all Americans are good at it, apparently.
Well, you're setting me up for a really bad joke, and I'm gonna just move along.
Right.
Move along.
I want my belt back. There you go. I like when it gets competitive. Have you seen Karrion Kross's comments about his lady's flexibility? No, but I can guess. And
you kind of said it right there. I think that's kind of obvious.
Yeah, enough said on that one. Thoughts on Brock Lesnar being back on the active roster as of today? Who said that?
I have not seen that go around at all. Like, at all.
Yeah. That would surprise me. Especially, he was specifically named as the wrestler that could be.
He was the only wrestler named in any legal document on that. Like, you're the only guy.
Oof.
He's back being one of one. Unfortunately, this is a bad case of being 101.
Right. Maybe the Olympics should have added tag over breakdancing. Yo, this competitive tag, it's crazy. It's like hardcore parkour when then, chasing each other around.
Get ready to hardcore parkour. I'm waiting for Power Slap to end up in the Olympics.
Power Slap. Nick lost it.
I lost a lot of things this whole weekend, 100%. I'm 0-4 in fantasy football. The Bills got their kicked in by Derrick Henry. I guess I need to do the Pedro Martinez if I just called Derrick Henry my daddy now, because that man just ran over the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
But I should be getting the start of the show right now. Right now, I have the star of Law and Order with Mariska Hargitay on my screen. So
I'm getting actually the team from Israel is in first place according to the standings that are being posted. Second place to the state.
So it is international, and I guess I can be proud that we're number 2.
I don't know if I'm Canadian enough to get away with the joke that was in my head. But moving on, KJ, how you doing, Mega? Also, rest in peace. Yes, I didn't know about Matumbo. That's sad, man.
I heard a lot of people, and honestly, no, not in my house.
Right.
As I am about to, I have then.
All right, I'm right behind you. I'm about to get. Hold up.
Hold it up after then.
All right, Nick and I are singing up. The show's about to go live. I'm just waiting for this commercial to end.
Dun dun.
Commercial.
Let's all go to Raw now.
What's up, boys? How's it going, TJ? Are you ready? As we were over 100, let's get back there. And I have now.
Now, there we go. Because I was a little past then, so they were like synced perfectly.
Forever.
I got forever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're synced up, ready to go. It's going to be a fun one. And again, 3 hours. We don't know what's going first or last. We have a pretty good idea, though. So we'll see. It should be a fun Raw heading into Bad Blood.
Right.
Keep that chat alive. Keep it going. And again, I want triple digits. So be a friend, tell a friend, and get it back up where it needs to be.
As the Ford Center is they're showing the crowd that's so packed to get in. Hey, Tony Khan, any other wrestling promoter out there? I'll say other wrestling promoters so people don't think I'm going just at AEW. You know what's impressive as hell of a shot to have? Where you can show people lining up to get into the venue before the show starts.
Right. There's more people outside half an hour before the show than in some shows.
Thanks.
Let's go. WWE CEO Triple H said that the Beast is welcome back to the company anytime, speaking on 83 weeks, but that's all I can find. Well, again, I mean, is it legit? Is it Triple H's political answer of like, oh, yeah, sure, we love Brock? I don't know. I mean, again, Brock's a draw. I think Brock has to be clear of any potential controversy, but outside of that, I have no problem with Brock returning if he's cleared.
Yeah, but no, that's 100%. That's a political answer. I'm not going to shame Brock in case whatever happens, and we can still use Brock. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and make it look like we're telling him he can't be here. We'll make it look like Brock doesn't want to be here, because everybody knows Brock's historically will just go up and just fuck off, pardon my language, in Saskatchewan for God knows how long.
Right. And again, Brock's not a guy you want showing up at the building in a bad mood. But we're spending the night with the commentators in the ring.
That's become like now every week thing. So that's a really interesting touch that's now become a consistent thing. I thought it would have been just the first couple of times, like the first time, but it's become an every week thing.
And they do a welcome to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. And hey, look at, we can pan to the crowd.
Off there for a second.
Isaac said, no, go ahead.
We're kicking off with just a replay of Jey Uso's big moment from last week, folks.
And what a huge moment it was, though. I guess KJ had a big hachu coming, but yes, what a huge moment still with Jey Uso winning the IC belt. I honestly did not expect him to win it. And it was such a feel-good moment because he finally, to everybody, won the big one. Finally, Jey Uso can solidify that whole main event name and everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
As Isaac Delgado, are you related to Carlos Delgado? Saying, hey, KJ Wright and Big Nick, I'm going to WWE NXT tomorrow night. B City is Chicago, Illinois. Me and my mom take my earphones, super loud wrestling show start. Well, fair enough. You use us, listen to us in the headphones, and we'll let you know. We'll be your commentary team while you're watching the show.
Yeah, and keep in mind, bring a sign, and if we see it on TV, we'll send you a t-shirt.
Right. Anthony, what up? They're starting off Raw like it's Monday Night Football, and I kind of like it.
I do too.
It's such a unique presentation, and that if they didn't switch up the logos, they didn't switch up this or that with Monday Night Raw, but we'll switch up the presentation. We'll make it feel different that way.
Nick, for as long as Yeti hunting season is.
Who's your what?
This one's for you.
For as long Yeti hunting season is. Larry, you got me all confused with that. Did you see the one kid that has even like the haircut like Jey Uso and everything that started like crying when the man won it?
People that poo-pooed this, or like the people that find the negative in everything. I mean, you just saw that clip of people around the world taking it in, him in the crowd, people losing their mind. And there's Jay kicking off the show, which has now become a staple for him. And look at all the kids around him and everything. The man is over. And he's got the gold heat now, bro.
Right?
Blue, not red, gold.
That's why it's going to be interesting, though, if he's got to go back to Roman and everything and gets back involved with the bloodline, because now Jay's got everything. He got everything he asked for, essentially, leaving the bloodline. So now how do you get to pull him? How do you pull him back in?
Again, it's the wise man is the key to weaving all this. The wise man and how he manipulates it will be the way. Now, Misfit keeps saying it. I've seen other people say it, that maybe it isn't a Samoan civil war. It's Roman and the baby faces against the Samoans.
It's like it's like knowing you're gonna get pizza, but getting pizza from like the shitty place that makes pizza. I'm like, it's still pizza, so I'll still be okay with it, but it's still kind of like this could have been so much better.
Right.
As everybody pointed out. So I guess that was Uso with his son beside him too, as well.
Yes. Which is really cool. Andre saying I was at last Monday's Raw live and it was a madhouse when Jey Uso won. Such a good vibe all around. That's it. That's again, we talk about this a lot where people talk about what, is the wrestling good? Is the wrestling bad? We do that here as our job. But one of the things I always lean on is the ear test. Is the building awake? Is the building loud? Is the building into what you're doing? Don't tell me that, oh, that was such an amazing match or that was such an amazing spot if everyone's kind of bored and sitting on their hands. If you're not getting the fans involved, that's number one on your job description.
Right, 100%. Of wrestlers have the airport test and everything to how many heads can you turn as you walk through the airport. No. That might be the new Hawk Tui girl, but it's not the current one. But yeah, wrestling television, wrestling products, wrestling shows very much have the ear test here of it's you've got to make sure that you're invoking emotion, that you're getting a crowd response 100%. Otherwise, what are we doing here? You got to show up and show out because that's what the show's about.
100%, man. And again, like you said, I'm pumped. And again, look at the building. This is what I feel like Swerve Strickland can be. You can have a whole.
This is what he was. This is what he was.
Yes. Right? Don't make him heelish. Make him the guy that his manager walks out, and the minute people see Nana, they stand on their feet, and the whole building swerves together.
Right. And I see about with the new fresh coat of paint there, the little blue paint too as well.
Right. So happy he finally got his moment. So well deserved. I completely agree with you, Boston. I mean, again, we were a little concerned that if he didn't beat Braun last week, then what?
Yeah, well, then does he go crawling back to the Romans, the bloodline part? Now, yeah. Then he needs that much more.
Yeah, I like the idea that he's going. If he does go back, Nick, he does it in strength. He chooses to help out of loyalty, out of family, but he's not. I have to go back because what else am I fucking doing?
That's how you get it as the babyface group in there, because Roman of all people has to go a little bit hat in hand and ask for help and everything.
And that's where the wise man comes in and he puts it all together. So the wise man grovels a little more than the champ does.
I said that a while ago. He's going to be the linchpin of how this all comes together. He's the one that's out there with the visitor pass on the cell phone. He's the one that's constantly call Roman Reigns. He's going to be, you even mentioned of how there was the points where him and Jay passed each other and like, don't say anything, because it was tumultuous times. But we've got Jey Uso kicking off Monday Night Raw with the IC Championship celebration. Does that belt have blue in it? Yes, it does. I would bring a sign if I wasn't sitting in the nosebleeds. Well, you never know. They might still pan out there.
Excuses, MDB. Come on now.
Right. You got to let the people know. You got to spread the good gospel.
They added blue to the IC belt. They did.
Yeah, they actually made the planets blue.
You deserve it. Let's go, folks. Jey Uso in the building. The crowd is loud.
It is such a feel-good moment, though, too, of like to see from how much he's gone from the Usos before with doing the haka and the face paint and couldn't get booked on a pay-per-view to now this man's main event, Jey Uso, one of the best things on weekly television.
Yeah. one of the best things they ever did was, to dig into who they really were, bring some flavor, bring some attitude. And I've said it for a long time. I think Jay and Jimmy are underrated as far as what they bring to the table outside of just being really good wrestlers. I think Jay and Jimmy are both very entertaining. Jay maybe slightly more than Jimmy, but they don't have any problem with a mic.
Not at all. Well, they do it enough to where they can't get up. As Jey Uso, your Intercontinental Champion, is in your city. Yeah, and him finding the yeet is like Austin using the what? That's what it's the yes, it's the yeah, it's the new version of that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the hints of blue are a nice touch.
What makes it pops?
Evening all, Z-Man, good to see ya. With his son, yep.
Right.
I love y'all.
Hey, rock with the boy. Yeet. I will be spreading the good gospel of Wrestling for Life Network like my knee pads depended on it. Well, they do, goddammit.
Put our logo on your knee pads. Coming soon. Wrestling for Life knee pads.
Oh, God. You better buy them out, MDB. You better buy them out.
I brought it up that I got to walk out with this son. That's awesome. Big cheer for little Jay.
Right. Little Loose. The Intercontinental Champion main event, Jey Uso's now in your city. Absolutely.
Right. I love this.
The silver and gray Hell in a Cell, yes, no red. Did they actually show that the Hell in a Cell is already set up there? That wouldn't make sense because it's in Atlanta. But did they build it for no reason?
No, it wouldn't be there now. I would prefer if they just did the silver, like if they got away from the red cell.
The red cell is so painful to watch. It's so abrasive on your eyes.
Keep it simple. Make it look like a cage. Make it look ominous that way, not like a toy.
Like, honestly, I even liked like when you had the black cage before, when you do instead of like the old blue one. I did not like the old blue. It's so hard to watch through. It's so bright, it's distracting. Speaking of bright and distracting.
There you go. Spaz with another super chat. He knows what's up. What if WWE hyped Big E for the new day anniversary? Kofi Woods introduce him. Cut backstage where he's laid out. Kofi turns around, gets a nut shot screen. I mean, again, but that would kind of be incumbent on where we're at with Big E, or just what he's like, just there.
Yeah, well, are you doing cut backstage where he's laid out? Yeah, no. If you're gonna do Big E coming back, he's got to be like, here I come to save the day. He's your big baby face moment with that. He's not just there in a backstage segment that gets taken out 2 minutes later.
And I love this, Nick. Like, he's talking, like, this is where you put the realism. This is where wrestlers get over talking about his mom, making it personal, and talking from the heart.
Yeah, this is when you no longer feel like a character, you feel authentic.
Yeah. And that's where some people out there, Jared Hogan, I'm looking at you. Oh, wait, we got company. Breaker wants his belt back.
As makes sense.
Mark my words, Dirty Dom will be the one to take the title from Jay. I don't believe it. Because right now the IC title is becoming a workhorse title, and Dirty Dom's not a workhorse. He's great, but he's not a workhorse.
I could maybe see it happening. It would be he's the smarmy, sniveling heel that has it, and he lies, he cheats, he steals to retain it.
Yeah,
it becomes he's Gollum with it. My precious.
I don't think the IC belt is going to help or hinder that idea, and I think it's going to take a shine off the IC belt.
Fair enough.
You have a guy that can't really go. He's all right in the ring, and yeah, you're right, Nick. He will be a fun heel. I just think putting it on Jay or Breaker or Ilya, you're going to get those banger, show, weekly TV main events.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's fair.
Member for 10 months, Paul. 10 months in.
Shout out, shout out. Uso should be labeled as the people's champion. Dwayne already has that trademarked.
Right? Might be taken.
Right.
What's up, Kyle?
Cal. Hello, Cal.
I love the the new IC title. Yeah. Rave review so far. Jay's got his name bars on it. If you're just tuning in, they added some blue accents to the globes, so it feels a little less flat. I like it a lot.
Right.
Humble breaker, by the way, Nick.
There's been some people that have speculated that he turns babyface here and say he goes after Gunther. Like he's done with the IC belt. He goes now towards the main card.
Right. WWE messed up because we need Uso. We don't need Usos versus Lucha Bros. It would be fun. But how did the WWE mess that up, pal?
The only person who messed that up would actually be Conan, because of Conan running his goddamn mouth, pissed Tony off.
Owning him.
Right. But
wow, we got a free sample. Okay, so is the cell there? I didn't see it.
That's what some people were mentioning, so I haven't seen it yet. But Taylor said Jay did not plan this, like he's reheard it in his head. So it's fair enough. It's not sounding like a scripted promo or anything.
No, and I don't want scripted promos. I like when he kind of had to pause. I thought at the beginning he was fighting emotion, and he had the glasses on. He was just kind of like finding the groove, as you know.
Right.
But love. Wait a minute. I don't trust it.
Shaking hands, and Braun's walking off.
Spear.
Oh, yeah. He walks back in. It's never a good sign when they're about to leave and then they walk back in.
Yeah, we might be getting babyface breaker. Oh, he's hyping him up. So they're
moving Braun to babyface.
Who would have thunk it?
I had heard it talked about. I thought it would have made more sense to still kind of keep him at this level, because I don't think he's not taking the title off of Gunther. And maybe he builds to being the one that maybe eventually does it. Could you imagine?
Again, the sky's the limit. I mean, your Braun Breaker, for those who are like, I saw again the internet being the internet of like, I can't believe they did this to Breaker. The kid is new. He's got miles ahead of him. He got his taste of gold. It put him over. It showed everybody he was relevant. He beat a guy like Sammy to do so. Now we'll see where he goes. But, I mean, this is the guy we're going to be talking about 5 years from now.
Oh, 100%. He's a blue chip prospect and has nothing but huge main events in front of him here. I'm just wondering how fast they move him up that ladder.
Oh. Well, yeah, I got lucky. I didn't even realize we had the Jey Uso rap to come. That was well done.
Here we go. We're perfect.
On point, because I think next we're getting one of the two. I think we're getting this one next.
Yeah, because go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just mentioning that we've got, the New Day back there with the LWO. That's all that I was saying. As I've got Ronald Mysterious coming out right now.
Here comes Ray. All right, so MDB disagrees with me, and you kind of disagree with me a little bit as well, where maybe Dom can do enough in the ring. I don't know that he does great things in the ring. Like, I can't think of a great Dom match. I know he can fuck around and play heel great. I just don't know if he can give us a banger, like him versus Jey Uso.
But I also don't think he exactly needs that, and I'm sure somebody like an Ilya or somebody could pull him into a fantastic match. I think Dom's good enough in the ring that he can still do a decent enough match, and his character work of playing the smarmy heel, like him being, like I said, like Gollum of he'll lie, cheat, and steal. He goes full Guerrero of I'll do whatever I got to take to hold on to this. Might be an interesting aspect to that division.
Right. But pull going on, folks, as we head into our first commercial break, and we are getting a commercial for something we haven't talked about, Nick. Royal Rumble 2025, Indianapolis. Let's go.
Yes.
Back.
The official pay-per-view or the official poster came out today and everything, and it'd be interesting if he's in it. I don't think he'd be in it. I think he'd commentate it.
No, you need that entrance. You need that moment where the music. And
he doesn't want that.
Oh yeah, he does. Just for one night only. Oh, how do you know he doesn't want that?
Because he talked about it the last time that he was in there, and he's like, "This is stupid." He's like, "I shouldn't have been there."
He'll take that moment at the Rumble. Come on.
Right, and I think he'll take that moment as being the commentator, and you can get that all night, and he'll hype up the crowd throughout the whole evening and everything. Versus you get it's a 10-second pop for him to sit there and lose, and he takes the pop out of somebody else coming back.
Nah, it's an indie. Give him the moment. I'm all for it.
I said give him the moment as a commentator. You have him show up there, and he's a commentator for the night and everything.
That's just not fun. I mean, again, they could do the whole thing where he gets off the commentary table again, but I mean, it would be cool if he wasn't there and then the music, like, you're not really expecting him. We know he's busy, but it's in Indy and the music hits and the place goes unglued and he comes running out. Even if he goes in one side and comes in one side,
he does the pass spot.
Yeah, give us a Santino spot.
I mean, I could maybe see that. I think I've heard him talk about he's not a fan of like doing that type of thing because it takes away from like somebody else who could actually be involved.
Rumbo's got 30 guys and only like fucking 12 of them matter. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be, I don't need it to go from 12 to 11 because you throw in Pat.
Really? You of all people, I'm shocked are not like,
I want him on commentary. I want to listen to 3+ hours of Pat McAfee instead of seeing him for 10 seconds.
Let him have the fucking entrance. Let him get the surprise pop. Let's have fun. What's up? I enjoy Monday nights more than Wednesdays. 5 years ago, I would have said the reverse. Me too, Philip. 3 years ago, I might have said the reverse, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing is, from a metric standpoint, from everything that is a measurable standpoint, not opinion-based, not non-subjective, everything metric-wise is trending in the wrong direction when it comes to AEW.
They don't believe us, but it's not good.
Right.
Jay went with the Velcro 2 instead of the straps. Fair enough. Fair enough. Nice little touch. Woods challenges Jay. Yeah, I'm in. They got history.
Be interested, and that's where you start to really get heel Xavier Woods. That'd be a decent little feud there too. Okay.
I love this feud. Not sure there. I got that one. Dun dun dun. Yeet champion. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get Ray and Ray's favorite, 66% favorite to go over. Interesting.
Who you taking?
I think Woods gets this one. He might cheat to do it too. But if you're doing anything with Woods of substance, a win here would go a long way to make that happen.
I think you nailed it. Woods wins and he cheats to win. Like he got like a roll up and he holds the ropes or something like that to get the pin.
Fair enough. He's going to attack Jay at some point. This is too much of a face act. Okay. This was really awkward. Celebration for Jay. I didn't think the celebration was awkward. I thought the ending where he stopped them and was like, a lot of dogs in here. And they were like, you could have just let him leave. You didn't have to add that. But other than that, I thought it was fine. Did you think it was a bad celebration? The crowd chanting, you deserve it, screaming, him thanking everybody and saying he's going to defend the belt. I didn't feel like it was a bad celebration by any stretch.
You put a nice button on Jey Uso winning the belt of now you've got him as the top dog, as the babyface. You get that big reaction, and now you've solidified and explained Braun Breaker, and he's moving past that. So it's a nice button on that whole feud.
Right. This show's going to be great as we go to Liv and Dom outside the arena in the Lolo.
Right.
Rey Mysterio for the win, and tomorrow officially will be the start. Yes. All Hallows Eve. There we go. I thought he was going to talk about the C-Dub, so I got overexcited.
Yeah, no. And tomorrow's October 1st is what he was saying.
Yeah, we got there. KJ Nick, who could you see actually taking the title off Gunther? I could see Gunther versus Seth Rollins potentially at the Royal Rumble, maybe setting up Rollins and Punk Mania. I think Rollins Punk is a very good chance. I don't see Gunther losing that belt anytime soon. I really don't.
Yeah. Drew might be a possibility.
I like Drew.
Drew might do it. I think Seth versus Punk maybe doesn't need the belt. That's more of a personal feud than over championships. I know Punk was talking about going towards it, but yeah, that's why it'll be interesting with like if we're setting up Sammy towards Gunther, if we're potentially setting up Braun Breaker towards Gunther, or do these guys just get kind of swallowed up before we get like what's the end game with Gunther?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is an interesting question, JV, in the sense of, I mean, $1 million question, maybe not, but who's more over, Jay or Roman? I mean, Roman's getting chance when he's not in the building. Jay's super fucking over, but I don't think there's anybody more over than Roman. Unfortunately, I mean, that's an interesting question.
That's like, do you like caramel or do you like chocolate? If they're both getting great, it's you're picking between hairs there. But I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd say Roman. But yeah,
outside interference. Now there is a chance that Ray picks this up by distraction, only adding to the rage of Woods more. Like, does Woods win, or does Woods lose and Kofi wins? Then Woods is more mad at Kofi.
Maybe could you have Kofi come down and he ends up causing he distracts Woods, and that's what costs him the match, and that leads more to those two having a conflict.
Maybe.
I mean, if Kofi wins and Woods loses, depends on how Woods loses is to me where if he gets pissed about it.
Yeah, the only way you can take a loss for me is if it leads to some type of rage. If he just loses clean and we move, it's really not going to help me. As up and over, nice leapfrog into a drop kick.
Right.
We're off and running, folks. Get your predictions in. As right now, 67% of the fans are taking, of those who voted, are taking Ray.
Interessante. But that could be you get the LeBeau comes out and they cause a distraction, and that's where Woods ends up accidentally getting rolled up, and then he loses his goddamn mind of, you're fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Kyle saying, are we setting up Woods and Kofi match at some point? I would assume so. That
seems right. Somebody else said Rumble in February. Yeah, it's just the way the calendar works sometimes. So technically it's February 1st, I believe. So yeah, I mean, again, it's interesting that it's not in January, but again, sometimes the calendar is funny like that. As Ray on the outside
with the teabag drop. So that's where we're going to commercial, is just a replay of Xavier Woods just taking Ray's Ray right to the face.
MDB feeling some pat in the Rumble. The biggest pop of the night will be Joe Hendry. Could be. Not gonna lie.
Could be. Yeah, I can't enjoy nice things, so no one can.
Give Pat a match against Corey. Maybe one day. We are in commercial break. I've heard TK making a big announcement Wednesday. Oh yeah, Damien wanted us to talk about this, and again, timing just working out beautifully. Yeah, apparently there's a big announcement on Wednesday, 5-year anniversary. It's got to be the right deal at this point. If it's not the right deal for this announcement, then are we just fucking around? Again, do we need a TV?
Could I just say yes? Like, I feel like that's just a yes.
Like, the TV is right deal for me. Like all the announcements we've got from the WWE going overseas, changing to Netflix. Triple H didn't come out in the middle of a fucking show and go, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Netflix. No, like that's a press release, Tony. You don't need to come out and go, hey, everybody. Like, fucking go away.
But, well, there's a whole different ball that we could get into that of. That's how a business acts versus just mom and pop still. And we could even get in the whole conversation of, I saw a video going around talking about how Tony's got his obligations with the Jaguars and with AW, and how does somebody do 2 full-time jobs when they can't even do 1 full-time. But I almost don't think that it's going to be the TV deal. I think that it's going to be, he announces like a stipulation to like Moxley, Danielson or something, because this is the same man that did an announcement to announce an announcement. So I don't trust anything with this man. And by the way, we're not wishing that AW never has a TV deal or anything like that, but I don't know what to make of that whole discussion at this point, because they've been saying it now for 7 months. It feels like, if not more. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
I mean, they said it was imminent, and part of me wondered if they were waiting for a big moment. Like now, if it's your 5-year anniversary on the channel, what better day to do it than your birthday? So maybe, and I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful. But if he comes out and doesn't announce the rights deal, he announces something else, it's going to be another kind of fucking arrow to the balloon thing again.
Does he announce like what everybody still thinks is going to happen for some reason, like Shockwave on Fox? Like, do they move networks or anything?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I think it'll be a regular. Like, has there been an actual good Tony announcement ever?
Ever is a tough one, but not in a long time. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, they mostly feel like they're letdowns and everything. They mostly do it to just try and build some type of buzz, because really the only thing that so far that they've done to build any bit of buzz is Osprey Ricochet. So I think it's just another way to try and captivate on some sort of attention.
But I will be right back in a moment.
Fair enough, sir. As KJ's taking a pause for the causes, I have Xavier Woods taking on Ronald Mysterious right now, folks. So let me know who you're taking in this chat. Samuel, I guess I popped you. As I see about 90 people kicking with us. We were floating around 100. We were floating around 110. Let's see if we can get back up there. Be a friend. Tell a friend. As I'm apparently rhyming from time to time. NWA just announced a show called Shockwave. Oh, interessante. I have not seen that, but that would be really interesting. Then we're getting into the trademark wars. AJH3 saying, why is the cage overhead? I haven't still not seen it. I know I'm trying to look at y'all and still look at the show, so I haven't quite got the gecko wise yet, but Ray with a moonsault on the outside, but I'm trying to see if the cage is out there, and the only way that that's there is that they bring this down at some point and someone's cutting a promo inside it. I still don't want Drew or CM Punk to sit there and touch each other at all. Pause on that. They don't need to throw hands. They don't need to get into a fight at all until Saturday. To me, it's you just get them, they get talking, they get aggressive, and then they get pulled apart at most. As the West Coast drop, Ray with a springboard crossbody for the 1, 2 count. All in Wembley was a pretty big announcement, I think. Fair enough. So, I mean, if you're going all time, but how long ago was that? Freeze a friend, slap a friend. What are you, Sub-Zero? Thoroughly impressed with Rey Mysterio's ability at this age, at this level. Bravo. Yeah, as Callis bring up, is almost 50. I swear I feel like he's well over 50. I could be wrong. But yeah, Ray out here still able to go. I don't want to say fully as he's, was in his youth, but definitely better than when he was, baggy pants Rey Mysterio. Baggy pants Ray couldn't really go that well. We got Wood set up for the 619. Oh, ducks out of the way. 7-0 Lions. AJ returns Friday. Yes, and we will be here 100%. Trust me, we're returning on every day that ends in Y at this point when it comes to talking wrestling. So, oh, Woods, 1, 2, 3, and he wins because he grabbed and pulled off the mask of Ronald. So, 100% is Woods getting a picture with a guy in a cornet shirt, which is funny. But I like that so much because Woods didn't exactly cheat, but he kind of did. He didn't fully cheat, but he kind of did, which, by the way, you can tell if you're a certain vintage if you have seen with Ray without a mask and if you haven't, because everyone remembers the Filthy Animals. And yeah, so the Hell in a Cell is up there, so that's got to be involved in somebody's talking about that tonight, because it makes no sense to have it there in Detroit or Eastonville, Indiana. Sorry. As we're going to have Bad Blood in Atlanta, as we've got Lyra getting confronted by Sonya and Shayna. But I dig the finish to that match to where it's not really Woods cheated, but he kind of did. He was just doing a regular move and everything, and Ray's mask just so happened to come off. Now, if you're the ultra babyface, you stop, you let him put it back on and everything, and we still keep going. But no, Woods says, I'm going to roll up and I'm going to 1, 2, 3. He cheated an absolute, but yeah, he teased the cheese. Not full. It wasn't blatant cheating. Last monster standing goes wild, and Pierce says, "Drop the cage now." Oh, that's a spicy meatball right there. As I'm in commercial break right now, so 100% be a friend, tell a friend. As we've got 112 people kicking it with us right now, as we're still tiptoeing by the window and getting closer by the moment to 6K subscribers. So help us keep growing, keep doing this, keep helping us get to this being a full-time gig. To where then we'll literally be covering anything and everything all the damn time, even more than we already do. But that's a really interesting idea, and that's not a bad take at all. Ooh, I kind of like that. That's something I hadn't thought of. They drop the cage in the middle of the last man standing match, and that's where it gets involved. Be really interesting if they did that, but you also give away the mystique of Hell in a Cell before it happens, because it's been a minute since we've had a Hell in a Cell match. We didn't get the normal pay-per-view, the premium live event that's, just named Hell in a Cell just because we have to have stipulation pay-per-views. We've gone back to, matches that lead to the stipulation. So that's really interesting. I would enjoy the shit out of it if they did it, but I don't know how likely it is. Billy, what up, saying my birthday is Saturday? Well, happy birthday, my guy. Happy early birthday, I'll say. Richard, what up? HH3. I'm not going to touch on that with a 10-foot pole, but HH3, what up? Woods is getting to 12. Fair enough. Did you see the new display WWE IC Championship? Yes, Damon. We talked about it while Jay was out here with the new IC Championship. 100%. We should all know that we should all know what Ray looks like without his mask. Yeah, but still, I mean, for the longest time, it was he very much kept it secret. He would sit there and only take pictures with people and everything. If he didn't have his mask on, he'd be putting a towel around his head or cover his face and everything like that. Like, for wrestling fans who saw him when he was with the Filthy Animals and everything in WCW, how shocking was it to see Rey Mysterio and see a man that's clearly in his still 30s even at that point, but looks in the face like he's 15 years old or something. That man has a baby face on a baby face. They already have the paint modded IC title up on the shop. Well, it makes sense. It's getting attention. I mean, all you got to do is throw a little dabble, do you? And it 100% is going to sit there and sell money.
Speaking of dabble, do you?
Speaking of selling money.
Nah, I was just back from dabbing. Anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. I did hear you talking about the Hell in the Cell being dropped. That's an interesting idea. I mean, it
is up there. I did see that it is up there and it is silver.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to drop it, on today when Saturday we're anticipating it. I don't think they're going to let Braun and Bronson run around in it and then, risk that kind of comparison.
You give away the mystique with that. I think they do that when you get as well. Hey, we're getting another the circle vignette, which we know at this point ain't the Lucha Bros.
No, if you look in the background with the woods and stuff, it really Viking.
Well, the first one I saw, and then the internet detectives went to town with it and found out that it was, ancient ruin talk and everything. It was, Nordic fucking shit and everything, to where it spells out war. Yeah. So at least we're getting the War Raiders again instead of the Viking experience.
I have a lot of faith in Trips booking the War Raiders the way the War Raiders used to be. By the way, nice move by Zay. I got a shitty fucking heel win for Xavier by going for the mask.
But he didn't mean to. That's the thing. I didn't mean to do it. That's what I love about it. It just so happened. If I were to do this, and it just so happened. But yeah, and especially with Trips, if he's the one that signed the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, War Machine, and they were booked the best under him, and then they got under Vince. And to me, just the biggest question is, how healthy are they? Because Go ahead.
Kofi says Jey Uso gave him a chance to go after the title next week. So it will be Kofi Kingston.
Oh, this is where
Woods says
he's gonna lose his shit. See, you even started to see him. He's trying to say, "Oh, that's so great." He's gonna be so pissed. That should have been me. Who's the homie in the background, by the way?
Understand?
What?
Yeah, I want to be out there with you. I want to be out there with you. Ah, it's Woods versus Xavier. So Jay told Kofi that Woods can have a title shot. I think.
You got me all confused around with that. So, folks, let me know what happened in that segment.
Cross lurking in the back. That's what it was.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. I was like, who's that in the background? Because I see someone literally directly between those two, just kind of looking on his phone. He's out there putting the tweets about how flexible Scarlett is.
Right. Penta and Phoenix teaser. I do not think so, Willie. I really wanted it to be. And listen, if there is a fair and just Lord, it will be them. But I think it's the War Raider or Viking Raiders, War Raiders, whatever. Penta is being held, and that's the rumor. Came from Uncle Dave's mouth, which usually comes from Tony's mouth. Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, to me, my question is how healthy is
the
War Raiders, the Viking Raiders, all of that, because Ivar was out with a neck injury, and then Eric was out with I believe something similar of he was also out on like kind of a mysterious ailment and everything. Like they've both been like out with like serious shit. So I wonder how well they can go.
Yeah, I mean Ivar, I believe, was less serious. But we do know that Eric was dealing with the fusion in his neck, and again, we've seen
it. They were both neck things. Okay.
Yeah. So it was crossed. So this is what happened. Okay, so it does make sense. I heard it right. But so Kofi got the title shot. Kofi gave the title shot to Woods, apparently.
Interesting. Well, that's where, yeah. Do you think that we could get trouble in paradise, pun intended, with that?
Maybe. Like 4-4, I got a strange feeling Kofi might be the one that turns. I still don't know if that works, but if they got a plan, I'd be curious. We've been joked about it for a long time of Kofi hits Woods, and we're like, what the?
But it would be so interesting. It would be such a juxtaposition that I wonder if they could do it. Like, can Kofi really carry that? Because it'd be similar to like what we talked about a bit with Kevin Owens and Randy, of obvious heel turn is just the red herring for the not so obvious heel turn.
Yeah.
And then if you have that with Woods and then Kofi turns, but I don't know if Kofi can hold up as a heel.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the question I have. And that's why I struggle. As much as I think it would be fun of like, oh my God, it was Kofi.
Right.
I still think that Woods plays better as a heel.
100%. And well, Woods is better on the microphone. Woods is, at this point, I will say, and I'm saying at this point, so don't crucify me in the comments. At this point, Woods is better than Kofi.
Woods is younger, more kind of still in his prime. A very good personality, strong personality, good wrestler.
I think he's always been better on the mic. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, again, Kofi was always so uber babyface, right? Very, kind of just that was.
Wait, didn't you used to have a Jamaican accent?
Right. But we're off and running, folks. Get your votes in. Who you taking? As Lyra jumps up to a huge lead to start this one in the poll.
Which is interesting because Lyra's out here solo dolo, but meanwhile, Zoe's got, the whole rest of the collective behind her.
Right.
She's fusing with the fusion.
Lyra on the apron, Zoe on the floor.
And we go to commercial.
There you go. Lyra Valkyria for the win. That freaking name. Specifics, my guy. All right, we're talking
context.
Yeah, I think my first thought is, pure fusion friction or whatever.
Fusion friction.
Think about it.
That's still one of the more lighthearted names that I've heard them get called. So yeah.
No Braun rematch. Surprised me. Is he hurt? I do not believe he's hurt. I do think they're potentially going. It clearly seems like they're going another direction with Braun right now. So I don't believe he's hurt. But again, you don't always get that automatic run back anymore. So I don't mind it.
Yeah, no, I think this is more of a catapult than anything. This is more of he bounces up a little bit. He gets more into that division to where he could be challenging Gunther, because it was very much in that promo. They turned him more babyface. Like he should have just showed up as, I don't need to say anything. Just show up as a badass. Just spear Jey Uso and just say, "I want my rematch, bitch," and like throw the mic. But instead, we have the back and forth to where Jey Uso even plays hype man for Braun. Yep. So that's like saying, go get him, Moose.
Yeah, 100%. KJ and Big Nick, Hulu pulled Bianca and Montez reality show off their service this weekend. Did anybody watch it?
I will not lie. I have not watched a single episode, a single moment, not seen a single clip, a single segment, I feel, of that reality show.
Yeah, not talked about very much. So that's interesting.
Well, and we can talk about this as we're in commercial, because I know you sent it. I didn't know it actually until you sent it to the group chat, and then I checked my emails and found out. I literally screenshot it. I was like, it's true. It's damn true. But Bleacher Report pulling everything from AEW with their pay-per-view of they're out of the AEW pay-per-view business. They'll still cover wrestling. But folks, if you have bought any AEW pay-per-view from Bleacher Report, check your email. They sent you a whole thing to where you can sit there and reclaim your previously purchased pay-per-views from Bleacher Report that'll transfer over to Triller, which is I still find really interesting. But yeah.
No, and Bleacher sucked anyway. So sorry, Bleacher.
Yeah, it was a shit app, but Triller's really kind of taken over the wrestling pay-per-view game a bit.
Yeah. Could you see a scenario that leads to a women's war game? I don't at this point, and I hope they don't force it. If they have something, but they don't have anything yet. 4-0 Lions. 14-0, sorry. She has that pure garbage collection with her. Damien.
Angry Damien.
This is supposed to be a bigger plans for Braun moving forward. I think so. And again, even if he's a little quiet for a little bit and then he comes back into a swing, it's ebbs and flows. And I have no fear that they're, the long-term booking, my guys.
Oh, 100%. And again, still, he's a blue chip of he can take an L here or there and still be fine.
Yeah, 77% of the chat taking Bird Lady. I watched it all on Hulu. My guy. There you go.
With popcorn and everything. Well, there. In memoriam, we'll get Anthony to do
right.
A history of their, reality show.
Was it good? Did you like it? 2 episodes I bailed. Lady B was out. Crossbody. What surprises me is that a new show, so it wasn't even on there very long. Yeah, but Hulu's funky, first and foremost. And I just don't feel like there was a whole lot of hype behind the show.
Well, and WWE's ending their deal with Hulu as it is. Like, that's been the whole talk of, like, level ups moving off of Hulu as well. Like, their WWE right now is very much in that big transition of we're packing up, we're moving out here. So it's, do I want to take you to the next apartment or do I just throw you in the dumpster beside the in here?
That was sloppy as shit and slow motion spin kick
by
Zoe. And then it was just kind of stalled the match there for a second.
Every time I start to like Zoe, she has like 1 or 2 moments that is just like, oh, that could have been a lot better. Like when she's in the ladder match and then she does the rolling senton over the ropes and clacks her head on the ladder. It's like, that could have been better.
Nice drop kick off the top. Last night in Prestige. Yeah, I did see this. SCU did reunite. The first ever AEW tag champs. So that was kind of cool. Again, they were kind of over at one point, but I want them to reunite in TNA. I think they would really help the TNA tag division.
Right. Well, and I'll ask you, did you see Trick Williams doing his version of game over. Trick.
YouTube TV and Triller kicking butt. And could this mean we're getting AEW's new paper? Yeah, so a lot of people are surmising because they're pulling out a bleacher and temporarily just being on one, it's going to eventually lead to Max.
Two. Oh, camera guy just ate an elbow. Sonya with the knee on Lear after the 2 count kick out. To me, if you're going to move AEW's pay-per-view platform, ooh. 2.
Z360. Nice name.
Is that what they call it? I don't know what she actually calls it because it's
Z360.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's like a ripcord and go to sleep. But Zoe with the 1, 2, 3.
Yes, Nikita Lyons did return to a house show this weekend. So that's positive news for her and her fans.
Right. But what I was saying, if AEW pay-per-views went to Max, they have to reformat the whole app, the whole platform and everything to accommodate that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you want to do all of that as Chanson Carter.
Hey, look who's back!
Yeah, with the Rip Hamilton mask.
Hey, another mask. As she gets choked out. What is happening here?
I think they just pass it around.
We had a little bit of confusion. Nice sweep.
Right.
Former women's tag champions. So they're building up this division a lot because now we got them back in the mix. There's already issues with the Sky Pirates.
Right. Well, you still got, Bianca and Jade out there rolling around. Excuse me.
Oh, the kickstand. And she's hyped. Let's go.
It's so crazy to see her out there just like so small, yet so just losing her mind with like a glittery Rip Hamilton mask and everything.
The tallest lady in the ring right now is 4'11".
Facts. But
that's funny as shit.
They would have to rework the whole Max platform and everything. To me, you're better off just keeping it with Triller and YouTube and everything. I don't think Time Warner would redo the whole Max platform just to accommodate AEW.
That's a good question. A good question. Again, a lot of I feel like these matters as we're getting the preview for tonight's Monster.
I dig this. I 100% love me that doing this as some kaiju big battle bullshit. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Anthony, make it happen. We can make that happen, my guy. Let's go.
100%. I threw it out there. You want to do it, do it. As we're replaying just the chaos. These guys are destroying. They go through the ring. They buckle the ring like when you got Mark Henry and Big Show and shit like that.
Yeah. So I feel like this match can't go anywhere but last.
And I love it, though, that we're getting the point to where I can tune into a Monday Night Raw. I can tune into a Friday Night SmackDown, what have you. And I have a huge match that I want to watch. And it's so great. And it's not going to be on a pay-per-view. Yeah. Like, this is an amazing match. That could be a pay-per-view match. Mm-hmm. But we're going to give it to you for free because we got so much other cool shit cooking.
Yeah. And so many, Raws and SmackDowns.
Punker.
Entire Punk. We talked about this, Nick.
As Adam Pearce is prepping the security squad there.
Right? Pearce has his brown pants on in case he has an accident. Why does Punk have his white pants on? Y'all figure it out. I wonder what happened to that. 14-0. Makes sense, guys, but they and E shows are still on there, so it seems weird. Yeah, again, this is one of these weird mysteries. We don't know. And unlike asshole Meltzer and friends, we're not going to guess. We don't know the answer right now. It's really interesting how all of this is going to play out. And I feel like even if the deal does get done, I don't think it's going to be such a slam dunk as some are projecting.
Fair enough. I think you misconstrued the comment. We're talking about a different TV deal because I think this is talking about like WWE and everything not being there and A&E shows being there, and I think that might be the licensing deal
for Hulu?
versa, with Hulu and everything like that. Right. But as far as the whole, I'll say this, as far as the whole like AEW going to fucking Fox and everything, if they couldn't view WWE as profitable for advertisers and everything, unless you're going to really go, they're going to go to FS1 and all of that, which is a downgrade more than an upgrade, but they'll sell you as it's an upgrade. Like, that's not a feasible option. That doesn't make sense from a business standpoint.
The catch is they're going to pay a lot less for AEW programming than they did for WWE. That's the catch. Is that
why they won't announce the deal? Because it'll be, well, granted, Tony never announced the last deal, the first initial deal, so we don't know what the actual mark is at.
Yeah, it's all been speculation up to this point.
Right.
Would you say that Paul Levesque is at his peak with the show now, or would you have to wait for him to improve the little things so he can be at his peak? I mean, I think he's working at a full clip. I don't think this is his peak. We have Netflix coming up. We have all these shifts. We have future pay-per-views. We've only just begun with Papa Paul. I can't imagine this being his peak by any stretch, Lisa. I think there's a lot of runway left before he peaks.
He's moving around. He's setting up the feng shui and everything. If I'm going to have Raw on Netflix, I'm going to have SmackDown on USA, and I'm going to have NXT on CW. He's very much Tai Chi and feng shui in this. And that's when we're going to get, peak Super Saiyan Papa Paul.
Yeah, that's funny. Wrestling crowd, but yes. Dun, dun, dun. And yes, KJ and Nick, I liked it. Montez is hilarious. There you go.
No doubt that. That was never in doubt.
Right? She got the win. The only thing I know, the only clip I've ever seen of the show is when Montez was essentially checking out his girl's Peach and very happy with himself and his life that he was in. So there you go.
Fair enough.
He's like, I'm a lucky man. Yeah, you fucking are.
No shit.
Right. So Zelina and Natalia are done with the PFC. Maybe. I mean, maybe.
Remains to be seen. That's the thing. And I think it's a way, that was more of a way to reintroduce Chance and Carter and have them get involved in, like you said, of the very much growing women's tag division and everything. And the women's division as a whole is now why we're getting factions, why we're getting, these matches that are more spotlights than they are, title matches or anything.
Right.
Last
time we saw her. Yeah, this is the NXT.
Yes, NXT NASCAR. That's what I was randomly popping for. I thought you were throwing out Randy Chu randomly. I'm like, what?
No, I didn't do that to you. They're there too, Larry. Kind of. Is that Chris Bosch? Where? I didn't see him.
With the mask. I got the joke. How do you feel about Jackie Redmond out there wanting to do hockey content and everything? Maybe you and Jackie Redmond need to do a hockey cast.
That's how she started. Jackie, hit me up.
Yo, what are the fucking gigantic? Why do they look fucking 4 feet taller than everybody?
They are. It's amazing.
It's insane. Why does they look like fucking Norwegian schoolgirls that just showed up and are 7 feet tall? They look like they're starting centers for a fucking WNBA team. And here next to the Hobbits, we're getting the Hell in a Cell lower.
Punk's coming out with the cell being lowered. It's crazy. The mid intensifies. Yes. Last Monster Standing match is the main event, 100%. Episode so far. Let's pick up the game out here. Oh, it's saying the episode's garbage? Meh. It's a go-home show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been fine. The Jey Uso thing started good. The last match was clunky, bumpy.
It's been an hour out of 3. We're 1/3 of the way there.
So we got Adam Pearce with a buttload of security in the ring, in the cage.
I love this. I absolutely 100% love this because this is getting over what the Hell in a Cell was, and especially around the anniversary with the Hell in a Cell and being at Bad Blood and everything. You're getting this over of I can still hear like the JR, vignette promos and everything of the most vile, diabolical structure and everything of this is where that's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane, showed up and everything.
WWE such goofy nonsense cartoon, goofy cartoon with Zilla versus Kong nonsense. You watched those promo packages and thought it was goofy? Sorry.
You must hate Marvel movies, Ren, too. Spider-Man must piss you the hell off.
They're not pretending to be dinosaurs and fucking dragons. Like they're selling us on something. It's done very fucking well.
Yeah, you're gonna sell the fucking image and everything, 100%. Look in my eyes.
I appreciate you guys. Make sure the facts are right. We try. And listen, we're just honest about when we're guessing and when we actually know something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what it's going to look like for the live show. Oh, wait.
No, I just like this. It's symbolism. You always laughing like boondocks when William Dafoe. It's symbolism.
Right. Well, this one's for you.
Big Nick, what are your thoughts on Julia and Roxanne kicking off NXT this week? Well, because it's asked to me, I will pivot to you. Of what do you think, sir?
Started off with a bang and the show stacked. So let's go.
To me, it's the good way. It's the best way to bookend everything. If you started off with that and you end it probably, I assume, with Trick and Ethan with CM Punk as special guest referee, you bookend.
Punk checking out the cage, giving that vibe of like, oh boy.
Well, it's interesting because it's like an actual solid gray. It's not the silver like it used to be. It's now they just took the red cage and painted it silver or like gray.
Silver's better or whatever, but
well, this is great because like the door is like small as shit.
Does Raw start an hour later? No, it ends an hour earlier.
Next week.
This is the best WWE has ever been. I'm close to agreeing. I'm like, it's like this product, this production, the whole package that they're offering, it might be the best ever. I'm kind of with John on this.
Over the heralded Attitude Era?
I mean, again, the Attitude Era had its blemishes. I lived through it. I mean, again, it's hard to argue because they were pulling such a big audience. They were so big in pop culture. But again, now I just like as far as a production standpoint goes and everything, this might be second to none. As here comes Drew.
Speaking of second to none, so we are literally getting exactly pretty much what you called out earlier here of Drew and Punk are going to be face to face, nose to nose, and we're setting up a wall of security between them.
Yep.
As he's out here dressed for a funeral.
Oh, wow. Drew doesn't come out in his usual garb. Coming out, like you said, dressed for a funeral.
100% in nomine patria, filii spiritus sancti.
Lots to talk about Shane. Of course, that's what we do on the internet. But it doesn't mean shit.
Right.
Pull the plug on the PFC already. All three women could be doing different things. No, don't pull the plug on the PFC. Change the name. But them three ladies together is an outstanding idea. And they're formidable. They won tonight. Yeah, how are you going to take them down? All three women with strong backgrounds. As individuals, they might actually flounder because none of them is that good on the mic. None of them is that charismatic. So as a unit, they're more bookable than they are as individuals.
Right.
Their big hang up is their name's not great.
Yeah, that's the biggest attraction on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NXT is definitely going to have a new set because they're live. They're going to live shows. They're leaving Full Sail. So yeah, being in Chicago, being in St. Louis, being on the road, we're going to see a different vibe, a different look, a different feel.
I'm really going to be surprised of like what they do, because I feel like they're going to really try and do their best to knock it out of the park.
Right. I'm still not a fan of the women's tag division, but I'm glad they're putting in the work at least. Again, I would argue that the women's tag team division might be slightly ahead of the men's right now, and they're really like, you start looking at all the pieces that they're bringing in. Yeah, it's not the most exciting. I agree with you, Boston. I'm not like overly sold on it. I'm like, fuck yeah, but I do see that they're trying to get it there. I see it in the men's too, but I feel like there's been a little more depth, a little more fun with the women's tag as of late.
I have a minor nitpick here, and this is very much absolutely minor, and I think it's a really cool visual thing that not a lot of people are going to pick up on, of Punk's wearing all white and Drew's wearing all black.
Yeah.
I would have liked if Pierce wasn't wearing all black and wearing basically what Drew is as well.
Fair enough. I think everyone in the background wears black, so they're less noticeable.
Right, but Pierce has been out there with fucking, cherry lacquered colored fucking suits and everything. So 100% of I'm fine if he's out there with some bright ass bullshit on, but I do like the visual representation here of Drew's wearing all black, Punk's wearing all white. So the old school black hat and white hat here.
Right. I still think this is a huge possibility. I don't know how true it is, and I don't know what you thought to make you think this 316. But I've said for a while, I think Raquel is returning, and that's the caveat. Dom can't help her. Raquel will be there.
I still don't. To me, I don't buy into that. If it happens, I'm not going to hate it. But I've never really bought into that whole theory.
Well, how's Liv going to beat her?
Fucking Dom drops a pair of brass knucks or something like that, and just bang, boom, kapow.
You give Liv Raquel. Liv can keep that belt for months.
I guess I'm very super cautious of booking Raquel into anything, and this is no fault of hers, but because of her actual medical condition right now. Right, but I don't know if that's going to last a week and then I have to pivot again, or if this is going to be a consistent thing to where I can know you're going to be good for 3 months.
I mean, again, if they're going to put her in, they're going to have some confidence to put her in.
Yeah, that's why I'm not banking on that. That's why I would more not even consider that versus think that that's a likely option. Then go with that. Yeah,
it's very likely. It's coming down. Let's go. Silver cage. I like footholds. They're camera holes.
Yes. Everybody thinks they're footholds. Camera holes.
The same way.
Yeah. They really did just take the red cage and just paint it like a fucking kind of metallic gray color, because it's got the extra thick binding and shit between the fucking sections.
Marvel movies. They did kind of go a little too far into the multiverse, but Wolverine versus Deadpool fucking cooked.
Yeah, 100%. That's amazing.
I've been singing fucking like a prayer for 3 days.
Yeah, no, trust me, my guy. I'm waiting for that thing to pop out on DVD, and I will buy that the day.
Punk better win on Saturday. I will no longer be a fan. I'm picking Drew. Spoiler, we will be here on Thursday to debate this.
Right. And I like how Anthony's gone from I hate Punk to if he loses on Saturday, I'm not a fan anymore.
We corrupted Anthony. We got him. He likes NXT. He likes CM Punk, and Drew's walking off.
Well, yeah, because Drew started off this whole promo, but
yeah, just the music. I agree with BMDB. We just fix the music.
The voice of the voiceless. Which, did you see the whole video floating around of Punk bringing around Larry and like the fucking bonnet and everything?
Ooh, called Drew a piece of garbage.
I can't go home.
Such a good promo. The Punk haters can suck it. What a good promo.
That is one thing. The body will fail you, but the mind will not, especially when it comes to Punk. Of like, he may not be as athletically gifted as he was before, but he'll still cut the meanest fucking promo of the night.
And they found out, and again with the WWE, different than AEW, is they find ways to play to your strength. Like we saw a strap match. Strap match was really good, and you play to what he does well, and it works well. This match is going to do the same thing. You're not going to see him. Well, maybe he might surprise us, but we're not going to get moonsaults from Punk at this point.
Right. Well, and this is also what his probably 4th match of the year and everything. Mm-hmm. So, granted, that's been part of it because of injury and everything, but I'm also not going to expect you to do weekly shows, a pay-per-view, and this extra shit and everything. No, they've managed to make it, and like you said, play to the strengths of, you guys don't need to touch. You guys can sit there and just cut promos back and forth. And then when you actually do lock up, it feels 10 times more special.
Not weird at all. Not weird at all, Stoner.
Punk. It's not the devil you're praying to. It's CM Punk.
What a good promo by both guys. What a fucking solid promo by both men. I'll see you in hell.
This has to main event. I know we've talked about this. We argued. I still very much strongly think it has to.
It's not going to main event, and it doesn't have to main event.
Fair. It's not worth arguing over at this point.
It's a great on-title match.
Hairs, but
it's going to get overshadowed by your 2 biggest draws, and that's just the way it is. So, and again, we don't know what the story is with that one, and I think that's going to be the exciting part. If we're getting a Hell in a Cell and it's not even going to main event, what the fuck are they going to do in the main event? As we got one big SOB.
Right, as we get one big SOB, I guess one big SOB takes a leave.
There you go. Nick gonna take a walk, but I saw Denisha saying Raquel's been training. She's happy and friends with Liv. I highly think, I've been saying it for a long time, that upon Raquel's return, if they did kind of what they did with Raquel and Dakota Kai, works great. An exception to the 100%. Oh, Miz talking to Braun. Hey, Truth we haven't seen in a couple weeks. Incredible. I agree. Absolute fire from both men. Hello. KJ and Nick, do you guys see the reports? Apparently Jack Perry attacked Tony Khan, which I find hard to believe. Yeah, I don't believe it. I haven't seen that report, and I wouldn't believe it if I did. You made me live in a hotel for a month and get room service. What? Fire promo. Anthony Kevin is doing great. Punk's cooking. Punk and Drew cook. That's why this is so fun. And this is why I think it's the best rivalry, the best story, the best angle we've had in 2024. It is Punk Drew. They've hit it at every point. It's made sense. It's escalated. There's genuine feelings. It feels real. It feels good. Cody and Roman in a tag match should main event over the Blood feud. Yes, it should. You're champion, your biggest draw in the last 5 years. And what if Jimmy comes back or there's new people involved? We don't know how it ends, guys. And again, the Blood feud's great, but at the end of the day, it's non-title and it's a blood feud. There's a rivalry. And the precedents have been set for years where we've had big ladder matches or stuff that didn't go last. So as much as I love this, to me, it makes complete sense why that tag match would go last. Okay? Think about it. Go back through old pay-per-views. There's a lot of old pay-per-views that, by our standard, the modern fan that likes to whine about everything, not saying you are, Richard, like TLC should have been the main event, but it wasn't. It was 4th, 5th in the card. Then you had a title match at the end of the night. Like a lot of things like that have happened throughout history. You're lying. He feels mad as here comes JD. Who wants to road trip to New York to Atlanta for Hell in a Cell? Come on now, Yodo. We'll be here live. So there you go. Yep, I definitely won't main event. Roman will get that. I mean, again, I just think it makes sense. It just fits. And it again with the flow, and we don't know. Like on paper, it's easy to say, well, the Hell in the Cell is probably the biggest spectacle on the show, biggest rivalry of the year. That should go last. Fair enough. But I like how they do it. I think that UFC, being a part of that company, you see how UFC builds their cards. They go, titles, right? Non-title, two guys that are trying to get into the title picture, title match, title match, title match. You don't start the show with a title match and end the show with a title match. And that's the way I've always kind of been with it. And again, we don't know what's going to happen. So just play it out. Like, if they do Hell in a Cell and it's not the main event, and then they do the tag team match and it is the main event, and the tag match sucks, then criticize. Sit along with us and criticize. But to preemptively be mad and be like, oh, I can't. But then what's going to happen is all these fans that are belly aching, we have this big hubbub that's going to help build Crown Jewel, going to help build towards Survivor Series. Then people are going to shut up real quick. Oh, that was awesome. That was so cool. So we don't know. And if you're going to do this big angle with Roman and Cody and KO and Randy or whoever that's leading down the road, again, before the show happens, I can't tell you it's a bad choice. Now, it's up to them to make sure the main event delivers. But again, it's I've used this analogy 100 times, Boston. I'm glad you appreciate or agree with me. But at the end of the day, it's like going to a festival and being mad that, like, whoa, that band should have closed the show, not this band. But like, if you love both bands, you're getting both bands. Like, just fucking enjoy the festival. Like, it's a really weird thing in wrestling of like, oh, this sucks, it's stupid. I can't believe. Like, who gives a fuck? Just enjoy it. We'll find it. And I don't do that just enjoy very often, but let's see what they do. Then we'll get mad. We'll critique when it happens. If Punk was pinned to win this, Drew should have won the strap match. No, because Punk, Drew. Follow the pattern, John. So Drew won first, and then we go to Punk, then we go back the other way. So I think Drew's going to win this one. I think the veteran, the older guy with less in the tank, puts Drew over. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of think that's where I'm going with it. Well, you'll find out on Thursday. Nick, Anthony, and I will be here to talk about where the main event is, what the main event should be, who we think is going to win. Will Raquel come back? Will this happen? Will that happen? Thursday night, 8 p.m. All three of us will be live to talk it out, and it's going to be a fun one, folks. The promo has been better than the matches tonight. It's called a go-home show, Richard. So, yes, I agree with you. They've given us some fluffy matches, just like filler matches, but the purpose of tonight is to make us excited for Saturday. If you just watched what happened with Drew and Punk and you didn't get like, oh, fuck, this is going to be good, then, again, maybe they didn't do their job or you're just not feeling it. But for me, I want to see that match even more. Like, I feel the intensity. I feel it building. I feel the animosity. So, again, on a go-home show nowadays, I do expect some fluffy matches. Now, keep in mind, as much as we're getting some fluff here, we do have a last monster standing match that could take the cake. 9 out of 10 promo. Yeah, I'm down, man. They cook hard. I agree with Nick. The Hell in a Cell match should main event. Fair enough. I don't agree. R-Truth is back. Yes, he is. The rivers will run red. Come bad blood. That's deep, Ronan. I like it. Let me swing down to some super chats. Remember, folks, the only way to guarantee that you get clicked on is super chat, super sticker, and membership. Conspiracy theory. WWE sent Punk out there in all white gear to give us blue balls for the bloodshed this weekend. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't see the connection or the correlation. Thank you again for the super chat. One point I intend to make on my Bad Blood preview with all of the stories WWE is curating right now. You could make a whole other PLE out of the stories that aren't making the PLE. Facts. And Triple H is putting emphasis on filling the weekly shows, making the weekly shows matter. And again, I think at the end of the day, if we go back to those rich times that everybody fondly looks back at, there were many nights where the best match didn't end up being the main event, but your champions were sacred. You put your champions in the main event spots. Boxing does it, fighting does it. Your champions go last. And there it is. And Roman Reigns, being what Roman Reigns has been, it's hard not to put him last. But Cody Rhodes going to be live on the Pat McAfee show. There you go. There you go. Rest in peace, Pete Rose. Absolutely. Where does Punk go after this? That's a good question. That's a phenomenal question that I don't exactly have an answer to yet. But we got Sami Zayn with Kathy Kelly. Like that MJF versus Punk dog color match. What did all right. Bum bum bum. KJ, what do you think of John Cena being a guest on The Simpsons? And what's your take? I was watching The Bear. I don't know if anybody's watched that show, but the guy, the chef, and John Cena just showed up in episode 4. I was like, what the fuck? Wrestling is haunting me. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I admit I haven't watched The Simpsons in about a decade. Who's in the back? Is that crossing the back? Like, who's in the background this time? Is that just a random? Anybody recognize? Punk wins Bad Blood. Drew goes after Wade Barrett. Interesting. We don't know if Wade Barrett can even go. If Penta was coming to WWE on his own, he would be perfect as no, I wouldn't go there. I don't see it, Larry. But hey, weirder things have happened. I think the match that should main event is the match that will go last. See what I did there. And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, more than the fact of let's see what happens. Like, it's like saying, well, that movie really sucked. Well, did you watch it? No, I didn't see it. So wait, like we'll get to Bad Blood. And if the Hell in the Cell goes second last, goes third last, and whatever, and the main event sucks, and the Hell in the Cell cooks, maybe you're right. But this preempted mad shit is so weird. Oh, they're giving us all this good shit, but I'm gonna get this good shit before this good shit. I don't like it. How spoiled are we? JD for the win. Fair enough. I'll put a poll up for that, by the way. You'll get your votes in. Who wins? I will remind everybody, by the way, Joe just reminded me, special 6 p.m. start time for Bad Blood. So we will be live here at the channel, 5 p.m. So go get your dinner, go get your snacks, and join us 5 p.m. In and out early, folks. That fixed my light. Seems like Gunther and Sammy is missing Bad Blood. It feels that way, don't it? The Sammy promo has the Wyatt's door set up on the whiteboard in the background. Good catch. I was more focused on the dude behind him. Here's my prediction for Bad Blood. Either Roman will turn on Cody. I don't see it. Or Cody will. No, I don't see it either. Or Owens turns heel. I kind of like, and I mean, Nick kind of pushed it. We're waiting for either Randy or KO to kind of do it. Randy feels like the guy that's kind of waiting in the back, which a Viper would. I mean, again, if they all end up in the cage together, anything's possible. I still don't know what we're going to get in that regard. So, but I don't see Cody and Roman turning on each other. That's a story for another year. I wish Drew versus Punk had a stipulation. The loser. Well, I mean, the Hell in a Cell's not enough. Who are you, Tony Khan, Damien? Raw Drug goes to SmackDown and Phil. Cody, SmackDown needs more heels. I think they're fine. I mean, we got a heel faction fucking things up all the time. Yeah, no, I don't see it, Damien. And I mean, to me, once you have a Hell in a Cell, you don't need to put a stipulation on a stipulation on a stipulation. But we are off and running, folks. And right now, 67% of the people are taking JD. Exactly. I just want to see good matches. Doesn't matter. Yeah, like, it's so weird. It's just a weird thing. We're getting spoiled. fucking take it. Priest versus Finn has not been built up well, but Finn missing 2 weeks of Raw didn't help. I think the build's been okay, and there's enough history there that it kind of stands on its own, Richard. Maybe not the biggest of builds, and again, there's been a lot of kind of side shuffle. Finn missing doesn't help, you're right. But I do think that because of long-standing storytelling, that it's okay. I'm excited for that one. I think it's going to be a good match. Wow, Del Toro. And Carlito eats a 450 for a two. Woo, everybody flying. Who does everyone think goes over on Saturday, Damian or Finn? I don't want to give all my predictions away until Thursday. I'm leaning towards Finn. Will Bad Blood be 2 hours? No, it's going to be the usual 3 hours-ish. So they go, the main show starts at 6, the pre-show probably starts at 5. We're going to be here live 5, but they're going to go from like 6 to 9 and get out before the UFC starts. Grab some Wendy's. There you go. Grab her by the pigtails. Dragon Lee? Yeah. As folks, we go to commercial break. I will remind everybody we are back tomorrow. The debut of NXT on CW live from Chicago. CM Punk will be the special guest referee in the main event. Plus, we got the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite on Wednesday. Big announcement from Tony, Ospreay, Ricochet, and more. So be there for that. I think Britt's going to take on Serena Deeb. It's going to be a fun night on Wednesday. Thursday, Bad Blood prediction show. Myself, Anthony, Nick, as I mentioned, will be here to talk all about it. Friday, SmackDown. Saturday, Bad Blood. And then we start all over again and run it through as we head to Wrestle Dream. It's interesting that Sammy's promos, he never says, I beat you at WrestleMania XL for the IC Championship. Interesting. Fair enough. Owens turning heel can lead to Owens versus Sammy match at Mania. At some point, yeah. I mean, we gotta get him back on the same show and find out how we get there. Stardust called Golden Vampire and Goldust NWO. J-Boy, not sure what you're talking about. Nothing brings a quiet over the crowd like a Lowo appearance. Yeah, here, boss. BW Hockey, if you were listening, they didn't go quiet. Right away, once they start doing the flips and tricks, the crowd's cheering. So, again, if they do go quiet, we'll let you know. But they're finding a way to have a fun match, and the crowd seems into it so far. Just my take. I wonder if Sheamus and Pete Dunne do anything tonight. Interesting, right? Pete Dunne's been all over the place. That rivalry's been back and forth, so I don't know. I just hope Hell in a Cell match between CM and Drew McIntyre can go 47 minutes like Triple H and Shawn Michaels. We'll see. Again, especially if it's not main eventing, it might not be that long. But we get a good solid 30 to 40 minute match. I'd be okay with it. Hamburger guy. You mean cheeseburger? Crowd doesn't seem that invested. There you go. So 2 people said it. Maybe I'm wrong. But no one really cares about these guys, let's be real. Joaquin's a Chicago guy. That's cute. Crowd doesn't seem that invested right now. Yeah, there you go. I think it's because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so the main event never made me flip out. I just like wrestling. Well, and again, like that's the thing. Like, and we grew up where like sometimes the main event wasn't exactly the best the match on the show. It wasn't always the biggest names of the like. I mean, again, if you want to go back to the 80s, I mean, how many barn burner classic wrestling matches did Hulk Hogan have? No, you know, it was the mid-card guys that were burning it up. And if you look through some of the biggest matches we ever talked about, I use the example of TLC. Like TLC was in the middle of a show. You know, we had ladder matches and casket matches that didn't end shows that weren't, oh, that has to be the main event. Because no, it was part of the show, but the main event spot was saved for the main event guys. And if you watch the Vince documentary, Triple H has a very old school mindset when it comes to wrestling presentation and storytelling. So again, I believe that the main event is sacred, and it takes, I mean, a Hell in a Cell is a good reason to bump it, but I still think because of what it is and because of what potentially happens after the fact. Speaking of happening,
I took myself away and then brought myself back. But yeah, you mentioned TLC, and all I can think of, no, I don't want no scrub.
You didn't think of Bubba and all the rest?
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Why haven't they had Zelina feud with Liv? Because Liv's busy with Rhea. That's why.
Right.
Holy shit, Spaz spoiling us with more KJ Kiggy Jigs. If you were to make one solid guess, what do you think Trips is holding back for the Netflix era? Talent, a concept, a new show, all the above. Again, he speaks of patience. There's going to be new talent. There will be new concepts. I really think there's a lot that they're maybe not holding back, but just waiting to get to.
That will be when we get the definitive moment of the beginning of the Papa Paul era. Of now, every decision is we've got a coast to coast on a JD,
and the crowd's cheering. I know people said the crowd's flat, but they seem to be cheering.
But that'll be the start of the Papa Paul era, because that'll be every decision, even like every show is in the place that's been under Triple H and all of that.
No, but we've already started. They officially announced the start of the Papa Paul era. So,
well, right,
I agree with you, but yeah, no, we're already up and running with Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like the next step, maybe level 2.
Well, I think it's you're clear of everything that's been there before. Of that is 100% of ever. As Finn shoving off Cruz del Toro, as Liv was distracting the official.
Yeah, and the crowd's cheering. There's Finn. I imagine we might get Damien. No, I feel like I mean, they literally were like, welcome to they coined it. He was clear of it. He had that run leading into Mania, those few months where it was still kind of cleaning up housekeeping. I mean, I don't feel like January is the start of the Papa Paul era.
Fair enough.
I think that's already been done. But JD gets the win as expected.
Right. And Dom just already shooing and shoving, Dragon Lee out of the ring.
LeBeau lose again. Yeah, they're jobbers.
What? That was a weird ass rewind.
Oh, that's an interesting. I'm assuming that you changed something up because I'm pretty sure you're back ahead of me.
I didn't touch
Warner, Pentagon, and Phoenix joining LeBeau. Apparently 2025.
Yeah, at this rate, it seems. But yeah, I didn't touch anything. I right now have Judgment Day celebrating in the ring. I will pause up.
Is Ray Phoenix? No, Roosh and Dragon Lee are brothers. Roosh! And everyone's like, oh, look, they put the new Goobers and Goobers. Los Ingobernables is back together and, or at least reformed.
A new amalgamation.
The fact that fans out there are like, oh my God, it blows my mind of like, how is that cool? Roosh and fucking Mortis and whoever the fuck.
The thing is, I don't think I've seen anyone that's like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Fucking, some people kill me. I'm also interested in seeing if they will actually hang the shark cage because they don't know if the roof can handle it. I don't think that'll be an issue. I mean, I think
it can hold a cell.
Yeah, they'll be.
If it can hold a cell, it can hold a shark tank or shark cage.
Oh, Finn Balor. Yeah, JD looking tough going into Bad Blood anyway. Finn Balor looks like he's ready to go. And we'll see how that match goes on Saturday.
Right. Do you have them celebrating or?
No, it's gone. I'm on commercial.
Oh.
No sight of Damien or Rhea. Kind of surprised. It's oh my God because AEW. Yeah, kind of spaz, right? Tonight definitely feels like a go-home show for Raw. All the energy went into the promos. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I mean, that match was kind of fun. And again, I know a couple people said the crowd's not really into it, but they cheered for the high spots, and that's all it was. Filler matches, not using the people, and then building for your pay-per-view. That's your go-home show.
Well, and still, you're saving, I think, all of your high spots, your big moments, your big reactions for the last man standing match. You're going to get your big moments with the promos. You had it with Jay. You had it with the cage coming down with, Punk and Drew. And now you're just waiting for the last man standing match that's going to fucking destroy the gaff. That's going to tear the house down, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Do you remember back in the day where pay-per-views were advertised double or triple main events? At times. I mean, again, I don't think it was a heavily used idea, but again, you would have so much talent. Like, I mean, you'd have a Rock Austin, an Undertaker McFoley, a Triple H, like, Michaels or Triple H, whoever. I mean, there was so much talent. They all felt like main events, and none of my friends anyway, were like, "Oh, I can't believe the McFoley match didn't go last," or "I can't believe this didn't." Like, it didn't matter. Like, we just, again, when the show was over, we're like, well, the second night, the match of the night was the best one, and you critique it from there. But to be kind of preemptively like, well, this should be this, I mean, that's weird. Spoils fans.
Didn't AW do that like not too long ago of having a triple main event? And I still feel like if you at least announce you have a triple main event, you have no main event.
Yeah, I mean, again, you kind of water it down. It's a little saturated. I mean, the only thing Tony did kind of okay was that he went like main event, main event, main event. It wasn't like 1, 3, like they did them in a row, and all three show all matches one after the other. And that's the way it should be. Like I said, I always use the concert analogy of, right, like you go see your favorite band, they save their big songs for the end. They're not worried about you being tired. They want you energized till the end, and then they give you a kick-ass encore. So like that to me, like you come out with the energy, you play some of your other stuff, and then you have that big crescendo that you work towards. So as long as you do it properly, we're good to go.
Like, to me, it's not really arguing. Like, I've said it multiple times, that cup runneth over. It's a wealth of riches when it comes to wrestling and everything like that. But like, to me, I guess I personally, just in the way of how I would want to see it play out and everything, depending on what they do with the bloodline, have the Hell in a Cell end it, because it's the most violent match, it's the most built storyline and everything. But I can see what you're saying of it's, to me, of it gets more into where you slot the other matches.
Yeah, I come back from a commercial break. JD's still in the ring.
Right.
And they're just still hugging. It's a long hug.
Well, Finn's cutting a promo. Let me know when you get there.
Yeah, there's a good chance. Still hugging. Oh, okay. Finn turns around, looks at the camera. And I like his shirt. I like your shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, new shirt. Got to be a new shirt. If he's got very much like his own little Finn logo.
Finn's cutting a promo.
There we go.
Hey man, I heard what you said.
You of all people should know. Fucking Prince Devitt, Fergal Devitt out here. Like, do you think we ever get anything close back to like a New Japan Finn Balor, like, or even when he was Universal World Champion and everything like that, like he gets presented on that type of level and everything ever again?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of what they're doing with him right now, in the sense of he's taking on a former champion. He's that kind of, whether they don't have a leader or not, he's kind of the big guy in this group.
Right.
Got the biggest chip on his shoulder, and they're building him as a badass, as a good heel that's ready to fuck some people up. So I have no problem with it. If you're booked properly, why not?
Right. He might actually fare the best out of him, AJ Styles, and Nakamura, as Liv just, she's so good yet so insufferable still at the same time.
Oh.
Like, I appreciate you're on my wrestling show, but if you were a human being, I would never want to spend a second longer than you. Brutality. Oh, they're gonna jump her from behind.
Probably.
Oh, well, Rhea walking through the ramp.
Oh, here she comes.
With the crimped 90s hairstyle.
What do you think the rating will be on NXT on CW? CW wants 1 million, but I say 700 to 800. I mean, again, I don't know. They're making a big deal about it. We'll see. CW is promoting it. The company's promoting it. Punk's going to be there. It's in Chicago. Let's see. I want it to hit 1 million. Let's go.
I think it could. I will say, though, do not judge the rest of, like, do not use that as the benchmark. That is the debut 100% of. If it's below that, if it's less than USA, then it's a big issue. But I think it's going to be between 8 and 1 mil. Between 8 and 1 mil.
Yeah. Oh, they got the shark cage. I like it. Yes, he is.
I do really like though that they're showing a lot of what's going to be involved on Saturday and everything. Like you're seeing the shark cage beforehand, so you get it, you get used to it, you get acclimated. Like you saw Punk and Drew in the Hell in a Cell, so you get the vibe and the feel of it already.
Yo, my shit just shut the fuck down.
Fair enough, but I've got Rhea right now cutting a promo.
There's Damien in the building, taking them out. Oh, Rhea. Oh, headbutt. Kick to the gut. Cage. Oh.
Right. Oh, Damien Priest, people are not going to love Rhea bringing up Dom again. Huh?
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, I don't. Context is king, I guess, with that one, but yeah.
Dom into the cage. How did she not bring up Dom? They're in a storyline together.
Right.
Oh, Liv wants none. Liv wants none. Running away. Perfect. Save yourself.
Run. Run. That is, I get why she's running away, but I also still kind of don't halfway like it of like doing a little fan of like, I'm gonna come back against you. Like, at least halfway look like you're competitive. Like, you're the fucking champion. At least throw a punch and then run.
It's called the chicken shit heel for a reason.
Yes, I know, chicken shit heel.
So run. Run. Oh, she's back. Try to get the advantage. There we go. Chicken shit. Ah, run. Oh, she threw something at her. Damien's still trying to get free. I like this little, like, everything's happening everywhere.
Well, it's chaos. It's the whole Judgment Day taking out the Terror Twins right now.
Yeah. Sling blade. And then this drop kick. Oh, no, he blocked it. Damien giving a valiant effort.
She threw her shoe. Who throws a shoe?
Who throws a shoe? Do they start Bad Blood with Damian Priest versus Finn? They could.
Yes.
Oh, and they hold Damian. Shotgun drop kick. Going up for the coup de grace. Who throws that shoe?
CM Punk as Golden Vampire with Gold Dust would be what the fuck, J-Boy?
Yeah, I didn't get it last time you said it either.
Fair enough. Whatever vitamins you got, put them in rotation.
Yeah. NXT's going to get blown out of the water by the VB debate. Again, if you're a wrestling fan and you're choosing to watch the debate, not watch the wrestling, maybe you're not that much of a wrestling fan.
That's the thing.
Like, I'm so tired of it.
The intersection of fan bases don't really, there's no real Venn diagram. There's not a big crossover. Like, right. You can, and not to mention, you can do shit on multiple screens. Trust me, I'll sit there and play a video game while listening to a podcast on the desktop or whatever. Like, people will do multiple things doing multiple times.
After this, I think Damien's going over. Could be. That's a tough one.
I think he does. I think it makes him. He still keeps his a bit of a momentum and everything like that. I think out of the two of them, Rhea's the one that goes under. I don't think they both go under.
Fair enough.
I think Priest goes over, and that's why I question of like when we got even NXT like 1916, Finn Balor and everything with that. This is getting close to it, but I don't know how close we are to it.
Right. I agree with you, Anthony. I know this came up earlier. Somebody in the chat didn't like the build for this, but I mean, this is such a long story that it's just, I like it. I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be fun. And I mean, right. Rhea's match has a lot of question marks to it. Damien and Finn. I mean, will it be straight up? Will there be issues? How do we get where we're going? So I'll be very curious.
Right. You got Shamo?
Yeah, Sheamus. and a shillelagh.
Right. Yeah.
We're going to have a Donnybrook match. Sheamus versus Pete Dunne in a Donnybrook.
Haven't we? Well, I like the idea of it and everything, and I think it'll still be a fantastic match. But how have we gone this long and before we've gotten a Donnybrook here?
I know we've had a Donnybrook before.
Well, no, I know I feel like in the lineage of WWE I have, but I'm saying within this feud, what have you?
Yeah. I mean, let's go. Here comes Chad Gable.
Donnybrook match. Yeah, so folks, let us know who you got, whether you got Chad Gable or Kofi Kingston.
There you go, folks. That is the thing.
Has he still got a little bit of... He's got a mark on his forehead there, does Gable. Like, he's got an open wound, it looks like.
Carpet burn?
Fair enough. You have that. As I'm right now getting a tribute to T's and P's, the passing of WWE Hall of Famer Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Which, the big introduction for Pete Rose in WWE being him and, feuding with Kane at the Royal Rumbles and him in the chicken suit and all that.
Yeah. Took a tombstone, infamous.
Right.
Does this mean he's allowed back in the Hall of Fame now?
In the MLB Hall of Fame? No.
Too soon?
It's a cheap... I'll say this as I'm in commercial. I don't know if you are, but to me, it's a cheap ploy at that point of then you piss off with all of your high horses about steroids and everything like that. That's just a cheap thing to do. If you want to stand 10 toes down on business and he bet on the game and everything, so he's out, then he's out. There, you've got to stand on it. You said that, so stand on it.
Yeah.
I get why it would be a great thing, and then if you're gonna do it, then you've got to soften it. You've got to move your stances, I feel, on guys of the steroid era, because there's been some people that have been blackballed out of the Hall of Fame just because they played in that time, not because they ever did anything, but just simply because they were playing in that era.
Right? No, I don't disagree. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
Can't have two members of Judgment Day lose, so I'm still going with Liv. With help from Raquel, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, I don't think both Terror Twins lose. I'll put it the other way. And I don't think Rhea's getting... The chase is fun. Rhea will eventually get her belt back, but it's going to be the chase that we're all paying to watch. And just like we just saw, Liv does a lot of running away, a lot of hiding, and that's what, again, that's where the money is made, in the chase.
Right. Whether it is Raquel, whether it is Dom, drop something, anything like that, however it'll happen, I do agree with you that Liv retains at Bad Blood, and it's still, you've got to set up that chase. You still got to, because once Rhea gets that belt back, that's hers. She goes back to being the dominating force and everything in that division. So right now, while you got the chance and the reasoning to explain a chase, you do the chase.
Yeah, absolutely. You keep it going, and then you kind of got to gauge. As long as the fans are into what you're doing, you have no real reason to wrap it up yet. You want to keep them into it. I will not be able to watch NXT live anymore because Sling TV does not have the CW, so I will watch it on CW the next day. Well, we'll be here to fill you in. I hope you don't like spoilers.
That's what he even says, and be with you guys live for NXT. So 100%. I know Steve G said that before. There's been a couple people that have, we've been the voice of the voiceless for people that, because of wherever it is and whatever package they've gotten, everything, can't exactly watch all the shows live, but we got you covered because we're live for more wrestling than anybody. And I do mean anybody out there doing this. Did you mute intentionally or something? You just like whispering it behind you. I don't think you were with me. I was like, am I deaf? I can't hear you.
I whispered, I echoed your sentiment, whisper style.
Yeah, you whispered my sentiment instead of echoed it.
The segment screened Rhea losing, but Priest wins. Yeah, it kind of did.
If you go over on the go home, it's the laws of wrestling. If you go over on the go home, you lose at the pay-per-view.
Right.
Pay attention to who went over and who went under.
16-6. My week's coming down to the fucking final minutes by the look of it. Hyped like a tiger. Those segments were always fun. Baseball Hall of Fame, yeah, we skipped that. Hall of Fames in general are kind of fucked. The Miz heel turn is coming.
Do you think WWE should actually do like a physical Hall of Fame?
Yeah, why not? Like, I mean, if you had I felt like at one time they had something, but
they just had the vault and this, that, and the third and everything with it. That's why you had the whole show on A&E to where they were going and trying to just basically buy back stuff from fans and everything because it's a piece of history that they didn't own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as we get the
Sky, go to like a. Sorry. No, yes, we've got the Sky Pirates bigging up, going at Jade and Bianca here, who will be the hosts of Bad Blood. Mm-hmm. But if you had an actual physical, like a tourist attraction, like how Cleveland has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you had a WWE Hall of Fame, you would get consistent money out of wrestling. That would be a mecca. That would be a travel destination for wrestling fans.
Right. Liv and Becky come back and takes it from her. No. I don't see it. I like this, though.
I don't think we'll get Becky back in 2024.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Rumble?
Maybe. Could that be where you get Charlotte? You get Charlotte and Becky?
I think we get Charlotte before Rumble. I think we get Charlotte in this year. I think we get her Survivor Series at the latest.
Okay.
I think she's almost ready. But they've been a lot of tag team building tonight in the women's division.
Right. Well, shout out whatever deodorant, antiperspirant, what have you, that Gable was using, because that shit came off looking prevalent. This man looked like he chalked under his armpits there, because that thing looked like when you take the two erasers and clack them together and shit. That was that.
Right. That's Kofi Kingston making his entrance. Again, we all chuckled, I think, once upon a time. Pete Rose played his role.
Right.
Yeah, I made that joke too. I felt like it might have been too soon, maybe.
Nah.
Do you watch Over?
Watch Over? What do you think of OVE? What? Drake? OVE? Is that where we're going with it? I'm trying to make a connection. But I have Ding Ding underway as Gable's very much also. You have Kofi out here, Green Power Ranger, and you have Gable straight up angle Captain America gear.
Yeah. Should be a good match, though. Should be fun. What's the poll saying? Proposal, instead of Queen of the Ring, again, thank you for the super chat. It's awesome. Really awesome, Spaz, honestly. Queen of the Hardcore decided in pinfall only. Yeah, let's go. Pinfall only. 3.5 hours just for the match.
We can go and watch that on GCW, on an XPW, and stuff like that. That's where they'll do stuff like that. Like that's where you get your ultimate death matches and everything like that. WWE's not doing hardcore matches now.
Yeah, I mean they're getting a little more aggressive in like the Hells in the Cells. We've seen some no DQ stuff. We did the strap match. They are upping their stip game, but stay tuned for that.
Well, we got the dumpster match and everything, but I think this Hell in a Cell match is going to be the most to where we get like people bleeding on WWE and everything like that. This is where they're going to show restraint when it goes to doing the hardcore element in wrestling. They're not going to, there's no syringes, there's no plastic bags, there's no cinder blocks, there's not thumbtacks, there's not shards of glass. Yeah.
Kofi cut off and then dropped on his head.
But so Gable's already got color from whatever that is on his forehead. Like, I don't know if he, picked a scab or something like that. But the man's already got color out here.
Damage control looking good. As we go back into commercial break, folks, the night rolls on, and it's been a quick one so far. And again, I know I will admit, not the most exciting Raw. I do like what they're building for Bad Blood. Some of the in-ring stuff. I mean, they're building future stuff. I wouldn't say I was bored, but I mean, again, very much a go-home show.
I think that they are doing enough to keep you going along. And I still think that the main event, the last Monster Standing, which at this point we assume is the main event, seeing how we've got literally the last hour, that's going to be the one that they're letting everything kind of wait, and the roof's going to blow off with this, because they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to go through the barricade, they're going to go to the ring, they're going to break the ropes, they're going to tear down the whole fucking gaff, they're going to go through a plaster wall, they're going to take out a fucking merch store, all of that shit.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And we've seen it before. I think it's a conscious effort of the WWE and Triple H of, if we're going to have like a crazy match, it's going to like break stuff. We're not going to have 3 matches that do that the same night. Like, you're going to get your one off in that night. We're not going to fucking double and triple and quadruple up to an extent, right? Like they're very cautious of not stepping on each other's business.
Right. Well, that shows going the whole music trend and everything, I guess, a little bit of when you have like a good producer, where like when you have a Dr. Dre and everything back there, what have you, of I can find the right beats, I can know of I can manipulate this here and everything, so I know I can shift the response and everything towards here, what have you, versus I've got to have just constant fucking air horns and shit like that going off, so it keeps people going.
Right. Chad Gable doing his best Ashley Larry. What if Kofi turns on Woods during his title match? I don't know if it'll be during, but I mean, I could see a moment after the match. Maybe Woods is upset that he didn't win.
I could see it be to where Kofi's trying to help Woods and he costs Woods, and then that's where Woods kind of loses his shit. It'd be hard pressed for me to see a heel Kofi Kingston.
I'm with you on that. I agree with that completely. I don't necessarily, I'd be shocked to see it. And again, I just don't think there's like an opportunity for Kofi to try and help in a J match unless JD was there kind of stretching it out. If we're trying to put it together, might not fit, brother.
Brother.
Gable has elite knee pads right now. There you go, buddy. Thrilled MDB is.
There you go.
Chad Gable for the win. Right now, what did the chat say? They said something. 80% Gable. 80% Gable.
Fair enough.
Geekbox, there you are, buddy. How you doing? Everyone's second favorite box in the world. Go check out Geekbox for the best. Let me say it again. The best reaction clips out there, plus his own content. Go check out our buddy Geekbox. And you never know when we're going to see that pretty face on our screen again.
Right.
Oh, commercial into a headbutt.
Yeah, I literally get a dive and headbutt. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't believe in that.
That's right. He's fine. He knows how to work.
He's completely fine. Chad Gable put on the right guard. Yeah. He's out there doing that, spray to grease, deodorant and everything.
Spaz. Thank you for the super chat. Funny one though. It's meant bubble in paradise. Oh, ridiculous.
What in the vitamin strain is that? Shout out. Well, Woods is out here with Kofi now. And shout out Kofi wearing, the custom green old school Nikes out here. Reed and Strowman fight into the NXT arena, destroy it. And HBK says, now we need 2 weeks to make a new set. No, because they're about to debut tomorrow. The Serpent City Society, what? Kofi for the win. Two guys. Gable rolls through. 2-2-2.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Back up. Again, a really good match. Like a really good pace to this match.
Well, this is two veterans going at this. This is 100% of Gable's really hitting his stride, and Kofi's a talent. 100%. Kofi's a guy. He's a guy. He's a locker room guy. He's the guy that wins your Walter Payton Award, your special teams player, what have you, and everything of the year award, because he's a guy that, I know he's been a former world champion and everything, but he's not going to be your every time main eventer. But he's your staple guy. He's your glue guy in the locker room.
Geekbox, I hope the new house move is going well, sir. And trust me, if you've ever done the hotspot and you're trying to get shit done, dude, the fact that you're doing editing clips on hotspot, like I said, man, the best out there, folks. Go check them out.
Right, 100% of the best only represents the best, and that's why we represent each other. 100%.
Wins 25. Why are we doing a 25 woman Royal Rumble match?
I have not heard that at all. Then again, Damon, I'm gonna keep it a buck lately, my guy. You've been batting sub 500 when it comes to some of these. Your batting average is going down.
Damien's turning into Richard. What's happening?
You're turning into him else, sir. Respectfully, keep it a buck. I mean, kind of just saying things, and I can't source anything if I'm having to ask you on it. Yeah, as Gable's just constantly just switching in and getting ankle locks on ankle locks, and we're finally getting Gable doing mini angle, which he should have been doing all along. He should have sat there and shaved his head bald and just been mini angle.
SOS.
Gable grabs the ropes, rolls out.
Rolls himself out. Good match. Good match, folks.
Honestly, much better match than Woods and Mysterio.
Yeah. Truth.
Match of the night? We haven't had too many matches, so yeah.
The Zoe match was clunky, and then the
hey, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Zoe match was it's Kofi taking everybody out,
right?
But yeah, I mean, we haven't had a whole lot to dig into match wise tonight, and again, as anticipated, right? Like, they're building for Saturday, but there goes Woods taking out
right
Julius.
You build to a crescendo here, and this is very much in that, like when we were here for Collision with the Lucha match of this surprisingly shouldn't be the match of the night, but so far is very much match of the night.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's really good. I mean,
into a bridge. Oh
my God, Kofi gets the L. Maybe it is Kofi. Maybe Kofi is the guy.
It'd be so weird. Well, Woods is still beside himself. Could it be that Woods is he's so passionate about everything. He's so invested in everything that that's what
friends, right? Because the turn they're still all these years in the making of this bond between them, right?
Passion can lead a man into insanity. 100%. That's, I think, what this could be very much of. Literally, I am so compelled by all this. Of oh my God, my friend just got beat and everything like that. See, I told you we need to do this. And everything. Of he's so here, and it's driving him insane.
There you go. And you know what? Gable got a nice win there, and Gable, who just got his ass handed to him for several weeks by Bowen Company. It's a nice win for Gabes.
Right. 100%. 100%.
Greatest beards for the greatest content. Anthony gets the shout out too because he's got the sweet haircut instead. He got it on the top. We got it on the bottom.
He's growing it in. He's coming in. As I get to relive the Buffalo Bills getting their shit rocked by there you go. KJ's gonna take a pause as I can commemorate in my misery, and you can all see me suffer as we're showing Seth Rollins at the M&T Bank Stadium last night, to where the Ravens took on the Buffalo Bills, to where Derrick Henry, I feel like I need to do like the Pedro Martinez with I just called Derrick Henry my daddy at this point, because and then we're showing shame. I like this, and this is a really cool aspect, especially now of it's football season and Monday Night Raw very much always runs into this whole situation. That's part of why Monday Night Raw goes when it does. It goes head to head with Monday Night Football, but then leaning into it and showing how much the football world is tied into pro wrestling and everything is a really nice touch. As I've got Jackie Redmond backstage with Big Bronson Reed. So I don't know if we're gonna get anything else before this match, because this match could go an hour, this match could go in a half hour, this match could go 45 minutes. I have no idea, but Bronson Reed out here just, and I like how they even pull into him on the camera shot. Again, it's minor production things that make a world of difference in how you sell it, as he's just losing his mind. That's so good. And that's, again, it's minute production details that shift the difference between an amateur product and a professional product. And that's as, hey, I got Gunther walking past Pierce talking to all the officials and everything. But so it looks like we're gonna get a word from Gunther. Could we get, oh, we got a VHS, we got a video. We've got the Uncle Howdy and them doing, we see your intent, anger festering as they were out there doing their best Bohemian Rhapsody impression, everything. It ends in your demise. So who's going to be the next target? Is it going to be, there's so many clips, you know better. Do not force our hand. So could it be to where they go feed our admission as we get another QR code? So could this be of their call to action, their call to arms towards a Braun Strowman? As, hey, we had the veil, and it very much looks like Sister Abigail, and then it came down, and that I'm saying this now, and I very much, yeah, Scaramouche, will you do the Fandango? But I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know I've been an Alexa Bliss denier when it comes to her being involvement with Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six, but that very much, yeah, Scaramouche, that looked very much like an Alexa Bliss under the veil and everything. So that could be a nice call, even too, of you've got everything of the connection between Alexa and Braun Strowman. So this could be, are we setting this up to be Braun Strowman's the next target of the Wyatt Six because he turns them aside, what have you? Or is this the pair? And that's just, that was an escalation in the story. I'll put it that way. It's nice to see this still have escalation, still be able to evolve and keep growing. But yeah, Sister Abigail, Braun Strowman, Naveen, yeah. You think about how Braun Strowman has been acting towards The Miz since Braunson tsunami'd him on the car. Bring back Alexa Bliss to be in the Wyatt Six would be a mistake, in my opinion. She would be much better being organic. But trust me, I've been there with that. But can anyone, fact checkers, what have you? We're live doing this, so, but still, fact checkers. Who was that? That was the actual last face. It very much looked like Alexa with that. I think maybe one person said it was Nikki, but it very much looked like Alexa. And especially with them going towards the heed our warning, what have you, of it very much seems, like I said, a call to action, a call to arms of, you can't ignore us anymore. You're going to respond to us. But yeah, that was really interesting. And again, it's nice that they can do something of, it's not a match. It's not a Howdy cutting a promo in the ring, wherever. They just click to a little bit of a video and boom, Bob's your uncle. And that's what we're going to be talking about all the way up until last Monster Standing, I feel. I still want Alexa Bliss as the goddess. Fair enough. I very much have been the one that's question of, do you need Alexa Bliss in this? I didn't like her involved with it the first time, so I don't know if I really want to see the sequel. But that very much seemed like that was her under the veil and everything for the last split second that they used. And that to me did well enough of it keeps you guessing. And we were kind of coasting through a Monday Night Raw, though it's been it's been an average Monday Night Raw, what have you, and everything. And then they pop that on. And now all the, the conspiracy juices are flowing and everything like that of how can I tie this to that? What makes sense here? What makes sense there? Of everyone's out there looking for Kaiser Soze and Pepe Sylvia. So many girls in NXT can use a spot. Alexa Bliss should have just stayed home. Nah, Jamie, that's an antiquated and annotated thought, I feel, with that of, oh, well, there's more people in NXT. Yeah, but that's the reason why you let a guy like a Braun Breaker sit there and, simmer saute in NXT while you're seeing a Roxanne Perez out there. It doesn't need to be one of those of, well, she should just, get out the way and everything. Alexa Bliss is still super talented. And you need other people that are going to find alternative lanes and alternative routes and be alternative characters and everything like that, instead of, just this, well, that person's just there to replace that person. No, you need multiple facets, multiple ways to go. As I've got Gunther, the Ring General, coming out right now. Should I do the Arnold voice? Yeah, you need to do it for the Austin, yeah. As we've got the Ring General coming up. But could this be to where we get the setup of a Sammy versus Gunther match, either at Bad Blood? If it's not at Bad Blood, could we see it next week? Which I still don't think is a bad thing, to the extent of we're getting to the point of, would you rather have, say, a Gunther versus a Sammy like a made pay-per-view match? And I know Cage is going to come back and, no one in my day and age thought about this and and everything. But yes, I'm still going to ask the question of, would you rather have Gunther versus Sammy be, mid pay-per-view, open pay-per-view or anything, or you have it and you save it as a main event of a Monday Night Raw? Like, I think we've gotten to that, and it's a wealth of riches. You have a plethora of talent, you have a plethora of storytelling. That cup runneth over, that you could have a world title match on a weekly show, and it doesn't feel like you're giving a pay-per-view match away, if that makes any bit of sense. As I've got Gunther cutting a promo right now. Well, Ilya won't be in the Rumble. RMY. Context. Get well, Dragunov 6 to 9 months. What the hell happened to Ilya? I'm having to go up the comments now to find out. So Jason saying, breaking news, Dragunov has a torn ACL. He about 9 months. God damn it. Why does the injury bug just seem to keep going around here? Why can't it just fornicate off? Off is the direction you can. Yeah. That sucks, of Ilya being out. As I've got Sami Zayn coming out right now. So out here in his best dad flannel. Could he, challenge Gunther at Bad Blood? Could he challenge Gunther next week? Nick, I save it for Saturday night main event. Interesting. I gotta remember when Saturday night main event is to see if that would check out, but that might be a thing. Yeah, John Ilya out for 6 months. That's, trust me, I'm December 14th. Yeah, no, okay then. That's too long. Yeah, I'm beginning to really hate injuries, especially as a Buffalo Bills fan and everything. Of getting everybody's injured, but god damn it. as Sammy's, but you won't do it, will you? He's trying to bait Gunther into a title shot. And how do we feel about Sammy being the first challenger for Gunther for the world title? Does it make sense to you? Is it a nice little feud to get Gunther over? Or could you see Sammy beating him? Could you see Sami Zayn as a world champion, Jey Uso as an IC champion, and Jimmy Uso, I guess, with his tail between his legs, pairing up with a Roman Reigns, saying we need to take out this, Bloodline 2.0. Jay Boy letting me know the Bills lost. Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you for that update. Should be someone else. I don't think it's that bad. I think it makes sense of, especially someone mentioned this earlier with the IC title and everything, or especially with Sammy talking before of. He's never brought up of I beat you at WrestleMania 41 or 40 for the IC belt. So I've already got a pinfall win over you. Maybe this is where he brings it up, but yeah, as an introductory starter feud and championship retention, I feel for Gunther, I don't think it's a bad choice at all. You get an ultra sympathetic babyface that, honestly, what else? If Sammy's not doing this, he's Jey Uso's, caddy when it comes to being IC champion. So I think this really works for Sammy. And it gets Gunther over as you kind of want to cheer for him, but he's still supposed to be the heel. Oh, yeah, they're chanting, this is awesome right now.
Yeah. Eat it, Sammy haters. MDB, I'm looking at you. Get your knee pad.
But I think it's a perfect call out and a perfect start for this being the first feud for Gunther of you get Sammy as, like I said, of if he wasn't doing this, he'd be Jey Uso's caddy right now and everything.
Technically, yeah, you're not wrong.
Right.
And again, Sammy, whether some people love him or hate him, fine, that's fair. But the overall fan base, there's an affection for Sammy. He feels like one of us.
And not because he looks like one of us. He looks like you just let somebody jump the fucking barricade.
Right? And I like this. So the fact that Gunther's not just giving it to him. Like, you pushed me to the limits for that IC belt. You took that IC belt. I don't want to fucking see this happen.
Yeah, but I mentioned this and I haven't heard it. Granted, I've been talking a bit over it, but has Sammy at all mentioned about him going over Gunther?
Not much. I don't think I recall it a lot.
Right. So maybe that's his ultimate, like, I drop that now, and that's my trigger of, all right, you want to get your lick back. You want to prove how better than you are than I am and everything? Because I beat you at the showcase of the Immortals. I beat you at WrestleMania. You haven't beaten me at any time recently.
Oh, Gunther talking Austrian.
Yeah, you need to do it. Yeah, that's how he's saying it. Yeah. I mean, at least I didn't do the Swedish Chef of, here you go.
That's what you should have done. Gunther shitting on Sammy, as he should. Yeah, bum Sami Zayn. He looks down on him. You're less than me.
Well, I mean, he kind of fits the description.
Yeah. Wow, KJ, you hear the news? Yeah, I caught the news as I was returning from my pause, as it sounds like Ilya's on the shelf, which is, I mean, he's got a bright future nonetheless, but that sucks.
Yeah, especially now. Especially now. I am Gunta.
I am special. Smack him, Sammy.
This feels so much more and more, though, like they're setting us up for next week, which I still kind of don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
But it shows the level and the depth that they have. I keep moving forward. Oh, now what did you do when you came up short in front of your family? You crumbled.
Yeah. What they're doing with Gunther, and again, if in order to have a good villain, you need a good hero. So Gunther being this mean-spirited, fucking nose in the air, snotty fucking asshole only works because he's shitting on a common guy like Sammy. Lumberjack Sammy.
In any sort of fucking media, what have you, like Thanos is not as, great if he's not shitting on, Iron Man. Ultra, this villain's not as great. The Joker's not as great if he's not shitting on Batman, what have you. You need somebody that's gonna.
Oh, wait a minute.
Opposing part. Gunther just stomping a mud hole.
Sick of his shit. This might be the moment where Pierce says, all right, Gunther, now you got to defend your belt.
Yeah.
Now you've done it. Great segment. One of the best segments of the night, actually. I enjoyed this segment a lot. And I like what Gunther's doing. Look, he's just. Oh, Sammy fights back.
Fight back. But that's the Sammy is 100% the underdog from the underground.
It's not over. Took 3 tries. He got him.
Oh, he set up the hulu. Oh. Cut the hatcher, man. The sleeper. No, it is also interesting that all of the prominent, dominant heels on this show tonight have very much wear black attire.
Very much. Yeah.
So again, it's subtle. Context is king.
Right. This popped me. I'll be honest. This one here, Lumberjack Juice, is better than Lumberjack Sammy. No fucking way. We are getting. Yo, did you see they're angling Jericho to go after that a Ring of Honor belt again? We're not getting into
fucking calling it, joking around. Yeah. I don't want that.
No,
it didn't work the first time, so it's not going to work the second time. And hey, it's like anyone that gets divorced or any shit like that. If you break up with so and so, when you get back together, it's not going to work. Just spoiler alert, it's not going to work.
I don't know. I might have a different opinion on that. That analogy might not work out. To each their own.
Redact my statement. Here for Wade Barrett. Hey, I like this though. WWE is out there and focusing and emphasizing on signs in the crowd and everything.
I'm giving the 4 lifeys that can hear my voice right now a mission. I want to see our logo on one of these little segments. So get in there.
Right? Shout out just random woman just flexing on them.
Who is this chick with the python?
Right. With the 24-inch pythons.
Oh,
but
R-Truth.
Here, I'm going to take this moment here before
my bro.
Just say, what's up?
Gunther choking out Sammy 100%. It's official. Yeah, I feel now because they've had that physical altercation that this is the opportunity for Pierce to say, all right, you choked them out, you're fighting them. But for when? I think Raw. I don't think it will be a bad blood fight. As we are getting the promo for Bad Blood this Saturday, remember, folks, we are live at 5 p.m. Not the usual 8 or 7:30. 5 p.m. live, in and out, nice and early. Dinner with the dudes. It's going to be a fun one. Sammy in a dark match only. I don't think so. This Sammy underdog needs stop. Why? Definitely some of the best work done this career thus far. Yeah, absolutely. And again, folks, I'm sorry. I'm going to champion this because I am who I am. You have to give Sammy credit for bringing this out in Gunther. They already have a rivalry. They've already gone down this road. But Gunther being this only works if you care about the guy he's doing it to, and the fans care. Last man setting match tonight on Raw and Hell in a Cell this Saturday means Pierce can finally have a well-deserved. Yeah, good luck. Who's Faja? Wait, who? As well as Sky Pirates versus Jade and Bianca, official women's tag team titles for next week. There you go. Let's go. So, and I feel like they emphasized the women's tag team division quite a bit tonight. So that's a fair argument. Did I miss something? I thought there were wrestling next week. They were wrestling next week. Who? Contact that lady put right? She petitioned for a job. She was looking nice. It just fucking hell. KJ Big Nick, your YouTube is great. Kevin, we appreciate the love. Man, absolutely heartbreaking news for Ilya. Yeah, absolutely is, guys. It's sad to hear it. Again, we know what Ilya has been able to do in his time with the company. We know the fanfare. We're looking forward to him against Jey Uso, him against Gunther, him against a lot of guys. T's and P's. I hope the man, I mean, he's young, he's vibrant. He'll come back bigger and better than ever, and it shall be a good time. It shall be good. But it's unfortunate the man's going to sit on the shelf for 9 months. It sucks. And again, those ACL, MCL, those knee injuries are tough. Instead of a vacation, Adam Pearce needs to get back in the campaign for re-election as GM. I don't believe there are elections, Christian, but that's very interesting. Good Raw. It's been good. I haven't disliked Raw. Again, there's been some fluffy stuff in there, which is fair. But yeah, it might not be a barn burner, but really good segments. Drew and Punk cooked tonight. I thought Sammy and Gunther just cooked real good. Again, and we still got a last monster standing match after this truth match. I thought R-Truth said him and Miz versus AOP next week. Oh, no, it's this week. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought the next thing we were going to get was going to be Bronson and Braun. However, apparently we got this. We're in the campaign year, obviously. My bad, Christian. I didn't realize we were nominating everything. But yeah, I mean, again, good Raw so far. And again, I will remind everybody as you're listening right now, back tomorrow, don't miss out. It's going to be a fun one. Nick and I will be here. The chat will be live and pumping as we get into NXT's debut on the C-Dub. That's right. They're going to be on the Dawson Network. And it's going to be a fun one. Punk going to be in the main event. We're opening the show with Julia's debut against Roxanne, or it wouldn't be her debut for paper for the CW. But we still got Stephanie lurking in the mix. Who else could show up? Is Cora around? What will the main event look like with Punk as the ref? Lots to figure out. When are the next Slammies? The Slammies for the WWE are always around WrestleMania. It'll be early next year. Our year end for Lifeys will be at the end of the year. You shouldn't hear anybody. Blah, blah, blah. Got you, Christian. Got you. We're back from the commercial break. Guys, here comes the Final Testament. I will be able to watch NXT on CW until the next day. That's weird. Yeah, it's a little weird. I feel, again, we will keep everyone up to date. If you can't watch it, we will be your eyes and ears. But yeah, hopefully there's an alternative way you can figure it out. Got AOP. Yeah, I'm going AOP. I mean, I can put a poll up, but this one seems pretty much a slam dunk. Let's see. There you go. Get your votes in. Who you taking? R-Truth president. Honestly, don't care who wins this match. Nobody does. Does anybody? AOP for the win. AOP for the win. AOP for the win. Yeah. Front runners, Harden. I mean, I feel like they're kind of setting up a Miz turn at some point, but I don't even know if I care about that. R-Truth with the 5-knuckle shuffle to kick this one off. R-Truth returning makes me question when Seth is coming back. Why would one be connected to the other, Richard? Just curious. Asking for a friend. Hopefully NXT gets better on CW. NXT's been good. And NXT's been pretty consistent. Again, I feel like they're going to up the level. And Shawn Michaels said recently, like, stay tuned. We got a lot up our sleeves for this. R-Truth returning makes me question. Got that one. Give me AOP versus War Raiders eventually. Yeah. And I got a lot of optimism what they are going to do with the War Raiders returning. Booked under Triple H, they can go back to being, you remember they were the undefeated team. Every company they went to, nobody beat them. And then Vince got a hold of them and fucked them up. So I'm really looking forward to the War Raiders returning with some type of, piss and vinegar, to put it like, The jobbers of pain, facts. I care if AOP wins because I think they need to be booked better. I wanted them to come back. I agree with you, Boston. They've made me not care about anything to do with the Final Testament. That's the problem. I think AOP's got a lot of upside. Two big fellas. We remember AOP and NXT, some of the really good matches they had. So yeah. R-Truth took 6 tsunamis like Seth. Oh, I see what you're saying. There you go. Thank you for filling in the blank on that one. Yeah, I mean, Seth could show up anytime, right? MCMG are still needed to debut. Can't wait for that. Again, I think that's a high possibility for tomorrow. Miz! Oh! Oh! Miz turns on Truth! And Cross is having a laugh. Truth is down. Truth is down, and the Miz is out. I know it. Can we end this match? We're about to. Don't worry. Miz turn. Yes. Let's fucking go. You saw the writing on the wall, folks. The Miz turns. And R-Truth is about to get popped. The neck breaker powerbomb combo. It's beautiful. The Miz goes heel, what she does best. Does MCMG debut tomorrow? Yes or no? I say yes. I say tomorrow. Let's go. About time. I agree. Fair enough. There you go. You just call Miz a snack? Is your definition of calling someone a snack different than mine? Damn. No one counted for AOP. That's sad. No, they're heels. As 75% of the chat was correct. I guess all that's left to do is have a main event, folks. As we head into the last monster standing match. We're getting a little bit of rundown of Bad Blood. Of course, your tag team match. Everyone's talking about Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa Evers, Jacob Fatu. With Jacob Fatu. Miz is just naturally a heel. He doesn't feel right as a baby face. They've done it before. Remember when they put him up against Gunther and I was sitting here live with you guys, shocked that Miz was getting over as a baby face. Better as a heel. Absolutely. Miz turned heel. And I will also remind everybody, as they're reminding us about Bad Blood, we will be here live for Bad Blood preview show Thursday, and then Bad Blood 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 p.m. Thursday. Nick, Anthony, and myself will run you through the card, run you through our predictions, argue about what we could and could not see. It's going to be a fun one. I'm with you, bro. No one cares about the Miz anymore, even as a heel. But here's the thing. He turned on one of the biggest baby faces ever, right? R-Truth is a Hall of Famer, going to go down in history as one of the biggest baby faces we've ever had. So that gets you heat when you anybody that beats up the Miz is going to get booed. Not the Miz, Truth. Awesome Truth ran its course. I'm glad it ended. The Miz just passed the Big Show in heel turn. No. Adam Pearce, get your paycheck ready and pay damages. Yeah. Tail of the tape. Speaking of tail of the tape, 6 foot, 6'8", 330, 355.
Right. Sorry. So we're gonna get Hot Topic Miz now.
Yeah, apparently. I guess I don't know. Is he joining them or is he just mad at sick of the truth? You can't handle.
We got a Miz heel turn before we got a Xavier Woods heel turn. This is Stan Marsh joining the Goth Kids, is what this is a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't think he's joining the Final Testament. That would blow my mind. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he was just fed up with fucking Truth.
So is Cross just playing the Sean O'Hare gimmick of just playing devil's advocate?
Yeah, fucking with
some men just want to watch the world burn.
Right. Jungle Boy as Golden Vampire in AEW. I don't know how that ties into anything, J-Boy, but thank you for your thought. It's about to happen. Miz little balls, tiny balls.
He's got gigantic balls. He sat there and he turned on R-Truth. He's got gigantic balls.
Gigantic balls. He's got gigantic balls.
Right.
How you put the card from start to end? I can't sit here and go through that, my guy. Come on Thursday, we'll try.
Right.
Like, yeah, I know it's not a whole lot, but we'll come on Thursday. That's the preview show. King
That's
Kong,
what she said. That's what she
Braun Strowman, Godzilla 2 concludes in the last man standing match. It's time for Mortal Colossal Combat. Mortal Colossal Combat. Damn.
Test your mind. No, well, I think earlier alluded to you're taking Braun Strowman for this match. I'm taking Bronson Reed. There's too many Brauns.
Yeah, right. I think I like the idea of Bronson getting this win.
I'm going with the meatball over the meathead. So yes, I will go, Bronson Reed over Braun Strowman. And we've seen it constantly to where Bronson Reed's about to get pushed and then came down with the COVID. Can't fly through here and everything. So every time he's about to get pushed, like there's a hindrance. So I think we finally unleashed that shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, R-Truth hasn't aged since I was 12. I've aged 40 years and he hasn't aged at all, motherfucker. I now look 10 years older than R-Truth. What the hell happened?
Every time I look at Ron Killings, I just want to go, what's up? What's up? Like, like Kyle said, black don't crack. Yeah, that this man is still out here looking like he was when he was out there teaming with Pac-Man Jones.
Bad Blood, only 5 matches. Sammy and Guns are probably Raw. Or they can't stretch it out to Crown Jewel, not like that. Hang tight on that. We'll see. But it feels like it's going to be a Raw match, especially because they just ran through that card.
Yeah, well, and especially too of like someone was saying about Saturday Night Main Event, and you even pointed out of that's in December. Like we're not waiting that long for this.
Yeah, no. Unpopular opinion: Miz absolutely clears MJF.
Ooh. Wrong. You're wrong.
Just to piss you off, but I'm not.
No, and I you would have to show me substantial evidence, and if you want to go on longevity, what have you, or anything like that, I still would say that MJF in ring still has better matches than the Miz has ever had, and character wise, 100%. Maybe not currently, but the peaks that you can get with MJF. Or like the valleys of MJF, I'll even say, are the peaks you could get with the Miz. It's night and day to me. And again, I will admit I am a scarf carrying member, so I am 100% biased. I see this is what we do around here versus other channels. We'll admit when we're biased as shit towards everything versus sit there and just pretend like we're not.
Oh my God. Braun and the crowd barks as
I told you this could be a thing. This could be a thing.
Nice belt. I just wanted to see it. It's pretty.
I just wanted to look at it. See, normally when I look at belts, they got me doing this shit. This got me doing this.
Bronson Reed for the win. King Kong, Bronson. Oh, I should put that in let's put that in the chat now. Who's going to win this event, folks? It's going to be insane. The neighbors will be mad about my volume in about 5 minutes.
Fair enough. But are we about to get, do we go at 20 minutes? Do we go at 30 minutes?
Raw,
do we go at 45? Hey! Okay.
Next week on Raw.
Okay. I thought Bad Blood, but I'm okay with it. Makes sense to me. And you're also getting the Donnybrook.
I feel like they're starting like more and more shows. Like we got a ladder match on Friday. We're going to get a Donnybrook on Monday. Like almost every show, they're sliding in a little extra, like a little stiff match.
A little bit of that adult edge. Well, that's been the thing. That's been the ace in the hole that AW's had.
Oh, yeah.
Is that they can play to the adult audience.
Yeah.
And now WWE's starting to realize, well, we can do that too. We'll just do it the way we can do it.
I like this.
Bum, 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 bum.
This gives Truth something new. You're not wrong. And what was I going to say before that about so next week's Raw, the Raw after Bad Blood is stacked. And it's only a 2-hour show. Keep in mind, 2-hour show next week. You get a world you
The balloons, the balloons.
we all float. Well, you get you're gonna get the world title. You get Gunther's gonna put his belt on the line against Sammy. You have the Donnybrook with Pete and Sheamus, which has been building for weeks, and you also get the IC title, Xavier and Jay. That's all we know so far. Oh, and I think we're getting the women's tag title match as well.
That's your 2 hours right there, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, but that's still, it goes to show of you can do adult angled matches. Like we're about to get a last monster standing match. I don't think that this is going to be, we go through, cardboard cutouts and everybody's, handing out, lollipops and everything. This is going to be, they're going to wreck the gaff. This is why we're going to give this 20, 30 minutes of they're going to tear through barricades, tear through the ring, what have you. So we can do an adult product, but we don't need to have syringes. We don't need to have plastic bags. We don't need to have blood, guts, and gore, and can still present an adult product.
Yeah, and if we're going to do a spot that's big or like, holy shit, like destroying a car, it's going to make sense. It's going to be built within something. It's not just going to be a standalone spot.
Well, it's literally, and it's even an example of even what we do. We're 100%. We are 18 and above. Like you saw NXT's going to TV 14 when it moves to CW and everything like that. But you don't need to sit there and go hard to the, hard in the paint on every goddamn thing, because then you devalue everything that you go in the paint with. As we're already getting a count.
Eats the stairs. We got the
my worst enemy, the stairs.
No pyro. Yeah, fair enough.
But we're already I've got to just start smacking you around with the stairs here.
Dude, I like this. The chat is pretty much split on this one. Slight edge to Reed, but pretty much 50-50.
Well, choke slam through the table.
Oh, I just got the choke slam now.
I'll hiccup.
Braun jumps down. Bronson down. The ref counting.
2. I need my Mike Chioda counts. 3.
4. Steel stairs.
As I do love the big SOB shirt, by the way. I like how people got bothered, and this shows again, we can do an adult product without it being, over the top here of, Pat McAfee can mention a big SOB when talking about Braun Strowman, and we'll turn it into a t-shirt.
Smart marketing, right?
Exactly.
Austin 316, he made a statement one night. It wasn't a thing, like it wasn't a plan. And then the fans showed up with signs. It became a thing. That's kind of how this works, right? Pat says it, other people like it, becomes a thing. You stick it on a t-shirt. Money.
Right. Which again, though, shows how weird the Vince McMahon documentary was, because like the Austin 316 thing was a focal point of the McMahon documentary. It's like, what does that have to do with Vince? Like, how did we get here? It was a WWE retelling.
Well, you couldn't tell the Mr. McMahon story without Austin. They're synonymous. Like,
but you don't need to say Austin 316 without McMahon.
No, I mean, and that was my thought is that whole thing. But I mean, they were trying to tell the lineage of why.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it was more Vince centric. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Another week, another table gets destroyed.
Such is the laws of wrestling.
Welcome back, Blaze Trip and Luna Trip. Good to see you. Good to see you. That Eat belt was blue, nostalgic, looking good. The beard's looking good. We're worst enemy. It comes, folks. Worst enemy, the stair. Much love, guys. Let's freaking go. Well, I think the stair's biggest enemy is Nick.
Yeah, I hate the stairs, apparently. But yeah, no, and when I took my last pause, I saw a lot of love for the IC belt and everything, and I was like, I thought we all kind of acknowledged that and everything.
That's our advantage of doing all this live and responding live, is we're generally one of the first to call it. Like,
yeah, a little bit, because that's the thing. I was like, everyone's tweeting of like, oh my god, they actually put the blue on the IC belt. It's like, yeah, we talked about that like a half hour ago.
Yeah. And do you like the fact that they use the tail of the tape and stuff like that heading into this one?
I dig it. I think that's
true.
When you do it selectively, it makes it seem special.
Yeah.
And especially with something like this, this is Kaiju Big Battle. This is, Godzilla versus King Kong. You're doing fucking, Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed. You're doing guy who's, 6'9" and 300 plus pounds versus guy who's 6'2" and 400 plus pounds and everything. You set up the reasoning, you make it seem of, all of that. A tail of the tape when you're going to see two big motherfuckers go at it is nothing but to enjoy.
Are we gonna watch the movie after? I doubt it, but you never know.
I might fall asleep to it.
Cute. Georgia lost. 17-year-old is like Randy Orton about to lose a 19-year-old. I don't know what that means.
Roll Tide, you do you, boo boo. I don't know why you're looking up 17 and 19-year-olds, but that's between you and the FBI.
Yo, were there chairs set up outside the ring?
Yes, I just saw that again. I don't know who set it up, so I can't apply the laws of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on wait.
What?
Wait, they announced that match? Damien? Holy fuck. Okay. That's gonna
suck. What?
That's gonna suck.
Nah,
why do the champions keep fighting other champions?
Why are you giving away that was slower than God. As Bronson Reed just goes through the
telling King Kong didn't exactly sprint, my guy.
No. did someone put this in slow motion?
It wasn't Tyrus. Come on now.
Yeah, Braun Strowman out there very much just walking at a brisk, gingerly pace into Bronson Reed and sends him through the chairs. But I have not confirmed that they've announced Danielson versus Okada. It's stop giving away good shit without advertising it. Like, that's the thing, is I don't even care. Just advertise it. Build to it.
I'm not excited for this match. And there is no build. And again, you have the best roster in all of wrestling, according to y'all. Why do you keep making your champions fight each other?
You go into a whole thing as to why it doesn't make sense of you could have this instead of this and just advertise here.
Yeah.
If you're gonna quit booking shit like we didn't, like last week didn't happen and everything of it, so just spontaneous and everything. And I talked about it earlier, and I'll say this real quickly as we've still got Braun Strowman smacking Bronson Reed with a steel chair.
Mm-hmm. Monday Night Raw starts at 8 p.m. next week, guys. Did it not start at 8 p.m. this week?
That's what it starts every week. It just ends at a different time.
We'll be here before it starts.
Right. We'll be here even a half hour before it starts. But yeah, no, Tony Khan does two full-time jobs and can't do either job as well as someone who was doing it part-time. That's the issue.
Yeah, the last man standing match between King Kong. Really?
We're up on a.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Driver to a table.
Wow.
Two tables. See, that's how you do a two-table spot, and you don't have someone almost break their fucking neck.
Yeah, we already watched Danielson Okada. Yeah.
Right, as we've got as we've got the fine Chinette plates. I recognize those plates anywhere. You work enough retail jobs, you stock those on the shelves. Those are the ones that you pretend that they're fancy paper plates as they're still paper plates.
Mm-hmm. When you're too lazy to do dishes, then you live alone.
Facts.
Through the table, big Death Valley driver off the box and through a table. That's a big bump for like 1,000 pounds to come off the fucking air.
Yeah, and still, Braun Strowman, like, does he have a bad wheel or something? Because normally the Strowman Express is at least chewing along, and this is slugging along.
We got to get some steam in it.
Right. So where's fucking Mickey Mouse, the old school Mickey Mouse throwing coal into this shit?
Is there a dark match tonight? I don't know, J-Boy.
I don't know, but this is a dark match. Oh, do you cut to a commercial as you're throwing Bronson Reed into the steps? Fuck me. As we're in the last 10 minutes. Fuck me.
No, you get that commercial in earlier, you fuck.
What are you doing?
Give us one extra commercial during the fucking PFC match.
Yeah, and why are you gonna do it in the middle of like a high spot?
That's too funny. I guess they're like they got to come back and see what happened.
Yeah. Taylor's told as old as time.
We'll get into this in a little bit later, Trekpedia. I know Nick and I have touched on it already. We talked about it a lot on Friday. We'll revisit this. I love that you ask it, but it's a longer conversation. And I mean, we'll talk about it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. But I mean, if they don't want to be there, figure it out.
Well, I think we talked about this the most honestly. Go back and watch Friday when we were here for SmackDown. If not that, was when we were here for Collision, because that's especially when that was breaking that we talked about it probably the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, it's interesting. And then like we're in commercial break right now, folks. We're in the main event. We got lots going on. If you haven't hit like, share, subscribe yet, please do so. Be a friend, tell a friend, be a part of the family, be a part of the Wrestling Utopia. Be a part of the channel that watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there. But yeah, I mean, it's just a weird switch. Like I feel like TK over the last couple of years has done a 180 and he feels more VK than TK.
100% literally could not have put it better, especially with that end point there of he's now doing everything that AW fans initially condemned. Yeah. And that's the thing is, so if you're going to sit there and say, well, he's finally doing what everybody asked about, so then you're acknowledging that he should listen to criticism, because that's not at all what you've been saying before. So it's such a shift, and you're seeing a lot of people have to pivot defending this of like, well, this is anti what you wanted him to be, but you're defending him doing it. But so then you're saying that he should have listened to criticism and be open to this discourse, but you don't want to open that door.
Yeah, no, and I 100% agree with you. And I mean, again, if some of the content creators out there or people on social media or whatever, if you scroll back in time, you can catch them being absolute hypocrites and talking out of both sides of their mouth. That's more my issue than anything else. Then I believe, you know, if you sign a contract, the contract's the contract. But again, I mean, I feel like Tony's panicking because that's all we're hearing is, I want out, I want out, I want out. Where's Wardlow? Where's Ricky? Where's this one? Where's that? It feels like more people are standing at the exit door than the forbidden door.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think the whole premise as a whole, whichever three letters you want to throw in front of it, is a ridiculous idea. Like NFL teams, NBA teams, NHL teams don't sit there and throw on, well, you were out for, you know, the first 2 seasons when we signed you on this contract. So I'm going to sit there and add on another 3 years onto your contract.
Sports teams did that. Like if you got like,
right, but that's why to me it's, hey, we got the barricade. We really come back from commercial into the barricade spot. We knew it was going to happen at some point. But it's the same thing like with contract tampering. Yeah, that's only a professional sports thing. Yeah, that's not an actual legal thing. Like there's so much of this that is just echo chamber inside of an echo chamber type shit.
Yeah. 3 hour of Monday Night Raw on the USA Network, July 23rd, 2012. There you go. Thank you, Ronan. My birthday to today.
There you go. It's so hard to say as we get another barricade spot.
Oh, that one actually.
They're going homies in the front row are selling that shit. They went straight into the front row.
Oh, he's selling. I think he's trapped.
Well, no, he sold a head bump as we're getting a holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's 1 or 2, you know, people in the second or third row that are finding a reason to grab somebody.
Through 2 barricades. Yeah, they're going to dismantle this whole building.
Right. Oh, we've got Chase and Jordan and everything. So we're literally like out here checking on fans and helping reestablish the barricade here.
There's a woman down. Like it looks like fans legitimately got hurt. Like it almost feels like an extra barricade move. Or this is a wonderful sell job.
Well, no, and I think that's perfect. You're selling this and you're making this look like You're making this look like this is two monsters destroying the city. This is what would happen when fucking King Kong and Godzilla, go at it. If you might get an innocent civilian or two that's gonna fucking tsunami. Yeah, you're gonna get an innocent bystander or two that gets, caught up in, the destruction.
Fans deaded.
You're getting free tickets to WWE for life.
Okay, so the injuries tie into the story now because we need a count. Braun's down. We need a count. The ref's preoccupied.
Right.
If that's
you're gonna, I was gonna say, everyone's Boston lawsuit incoming. Yeah, that's a lawsuit.
I thought that till the ref was out of position for the count.
But no, it's like you said, you're setting this up now to where Bronson Reed is now on tsunami number 2, about to hit tsunami number 3. Oh, but he's getting distracted because the security and the refs and everything, you're not paying attention.
Hey, Babe can live in 2025, fuckers.
100%. And that's the thing is, to me, when you do the few and far between moments that it exists, it sells everybody on it, because to me, you don't believe it exists. It's the boogeyman. So the few times that, the boogeyman pops up, you actually get confused as Bronson's going at Pierce.
Wow, you get fired for that.
How many of those comments, though, about Pierce saying, I drafted this to be chaotic? Oh, Braun Strowman's coming off the top rope.
No way.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love.
Strowman destroys everybody.
Brody, the Strowman out of 8-pound water.
747 coming out of the sky.
Right. Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Wait, before we go any further.
You're out at home, bro.
Yeah, there we go.
There goes, yeah. Again, Christian, you're killing me, Small. The refs too, Adam Pierce, yeah.
Everybody down. As Strowman's like no, or Reed's like no selling. He's literally walking over security to get up to go. Pierce is still fine.
So much carnage. This is insane. Keep in mind, these are the people that threw a fan 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Those guys, hey, they got to make it epic. They're making it epic.
Braun the Flying Buzz. Come on, the Magic School Bus.
Raw's going to need a new general manager.
Oh, and Braun Strowman, the tatas are out. The straps are down.
You got complimented on your music taste.
Thanks.
Braun the Flying Bus. I take CCR, though. Come on now. This match ends in the ring broken. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we're getting closer to that. That's why we're getting into the ring here. As Braun Strowman's going to the top rope.
Yo, Braun Strowman just jumped off the top turnbuckle to the floor. I don't care how many people got him.
I never see. I see an elephant fly.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah.
Imagine the guy in the shadow.
He just got yeeted with a steel chair. You can have that. Oh, we're gonna get it. This is the spot. This is right now. Brace yourselves, folks, and brace the ring for this, because we're setting up the superplex spot, and this is gonna be where everything collapses, and you're gonna get the holy shit.
Oh yeah, he should be gassed. He should be. Should he not?
Yeah.
With arms wide open. There you go, Nick.
With arms wide open. Oh no! Superplex, and yes, like we said, if the ring collapses, everything is down. Everybody down.
They're dead. They're all dead. I don't know what happens. Who counts?
That's such an amazing shot. Everything collapses. The ring poster down. The ref is down. And we get a replay as they hit the sweat spot. Instead of the sweet spot, they hit the sweat spot. And everything goes collapsing in.
The barricades are down. The ring is down. People are down. Fans are down. This is wrestling, folks. Enjoy. And we knew
my God, God, as God is my witness, that ring is broken in half.
Oh, we got a wrestle. Are they both going to be out?
If they do, then turning them into the fucking bar as a tag team. Oh, we've got. Hey, who showed up? Who just popped out?
No way!
Stop! Seth freaking Rollins!
Seth freaking Rollins! And someone called it in the chat. Seth is back.
He showed up at the Baltimore games, so I hate you, Seth. But you're showing up and you're stomping out Bronson Reed. And someone mentioned earlier, we got R-Truth, getting stomped down. And he just came back. How soon do we get Seth Rollins? But yeah, we thought it might have been the Wyatt Six, but instead it's Seth Franklin Rollins out here. So we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed going as a feud.
Strowman puts his arm up and then falls down.
Right.
Just smiling at Reed. And you know what? I called Reed for the win, but if he was that's the way to do it.
And 100%. And that's literally, they just bibbity. That's how they just get out of there. Hey, this is the last 3 hours of Raw. You ain't getting no overrun. Where the fuck?
That is chaos and calamity.
Yo!
I went down.
This gets interesting with the Hell in a Cell because Seth Rollins is back. Seth Franklin Rollins is back in WWE on Monday Night Raw. Good God.
Bronson using the stairs to get to his feet. We've had all this chaos, all this carnage. The last thing anybody was thinking about was Seth. And all of a sudden, some dude with wet hair rolls in the ring. And
I really didn't know who it was. I was like, who is this greasy JD McDonough or whatever that fucking slid into the ring?
Wait, JD McDonough was on earlier.
Yeah, but I just, like you said, you just see somebody in the fucking track jacket and everything with greasy wet hair just slide in, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Ooh, I can't tell you the last show we went off the air like this.
Yeah. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.
And again, perfect example. We all expected the ring exploding spot. It's how we got there. And we got a lot of cool shit. We have fans in the chat who are like, did they just kill the crowd? Like literally kill members of the audience? Like it was so well done. And the energy, the fans on their feet, and then the crescendo of, well, Braun's going to get the win. Bronson's going to take an L. But how do we get there? Seth Rollins is the answer.
You found a way to follow up the ring breaking spot. That is normally the end all be all. That is the end of the match. And you found a way to one up that. So I know we take ratings. I don't know what your rating is. To me, at this point, I feel like this is like a 9, 8.5, a 9.
Oh,
this is up there. This is a really great Monday Night Raw, setting up Bad Blood and setting up even beyond the next week of Monday Night Raw.
It's funny because what if this is your last show here, and at the 3-hour mark, things are changing rapidly, and kind of what a way to go. Again, a very interesting show to rate. I will take the ratings out of 10 from the chat. I mean, did enough happen at the end there to kind of make up for some of the stuff that didn't happen earlier?
Yeah.
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 Wow. That's a good match. That was a good show.
That was a great way to send that off. And we all knew what it was setting to, and they still gave it to us and still exceeded it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do a 9 out, at least go an 8.5. This is at least an 8+.
A fucking 10, my guy.
A fucking 10. I don't know about a fucking 10. But
because of Seth, LOL, KJ, Seth doesn't look like a chick. Wait, what?
We both what?
What a fucking ending, Seth clowning. What on earth is such a great ending? Holy shit. Well, dude, the energy in this chat right now is unbelievable. We were back up to triple digits. People woke up. Like, what happened?
Well, that's the thing is we're literally, I'm getting out here, I'm getting on to this show. It's just like, breathe, inhale, exhale, because coming down with the vapors, I'm a little verklempt out here because it was a good show. It was an all right show. And we got some really good high spots, and then that just sealed the deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to take the important stuff out of this show, again, the long-term storytelling's been brilliant through this show, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. Even Seth coming back tonight, wonderful storytelling. Drew and Punk killed it. That main event was insane. The I mean, the Kofi Gable match was really good, still setting up a story. Ray and Xavier, not a bad match, not a great match. The Zoe was a little clunky. Judgment Day was good tonight. I gotta
The Miz turned on R-Truth, and that's now an afterthought. Like the last hour of Monday Night Raw, and how fitting is it that this is the last 3 hours Monday Night Raw of 2024, and the last hour is the highlight. The last hour cooked.
9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10, fucking 10. I love it.
Fucking 10. You'll do for nothing. Who the fuck is that guy?
10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. They broke the ring, 0 crash pad. Great main event overall. Raw was a 7. And I understand the 7. I'm not that low, but I got to give them bonus marks for the stuff that was really good. 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I don't see Seth getting involved with the Helen. No, he's got a beef with Bronson. That's how you keep Seth busy till Punk's free from Drew. Perfect.
Fair enough, but it is still interesting that he's there. And he also didn't show up in, does mother know thou wearest thou drape and everything of he still very much showed up looking like an adult, looking like a professional wrestler instead of looking like he was rolling around, in the curtains.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. People love it. Pure Fusion Collection versus Chance Carter next week. There you go. There you go. The X Champ's back. 7 out of 10. The first hour was bad. I think the full first hour was bad, Dale, but 7.
You started off with Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. Like,
Uso.
No.
Yeah.
It's the last hour was that good that the first hour doesn't seem as good.
Maybe 9 out of 10. This ends the 3 hour. Yes. Thank God. I got a headache. Actually, 10 out of 10. TJ changing up. I give it a 10. My 2 favorite parts of the show was Hell in a Cell. Free sample between CM Punk and Drew and King Kong, Bronson Reed versus Strowman. Last minute. Oh, that makes sense. That was a lot of fun. AJ. Bronson is officially interesting to me. I'm with you, my guy. I mean, listen, I was an advocate for Bronson, but the fact that Trips has the balls to angle Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins in any type of angle, that's the new WWE. That's the booker that's in charge now, that he's willing to take the young guys that he loved in NXT and use them right on this show. That's why the War Raiders coming back is exciting.
100%. And it makes sense because, let's be honest, come 41, Mania 41, we all know we're probably going to get Punk versus Seth when it comes to that.
I think so.
But we're going to take the we're going to take the walkabout route before we get there.
Yeah, I think something happens between Seth and Punk at Rumble, and that leads to them fighting at Mania.
That very much could happen. That 100% very much could happen.
Or something akin to that. We don't know. But 8 out of 10, that's really cool. That was fucking awesome. 8 out of 10. I'll go with an 8. I feel like there was enough kind of fluffy stuff there that, it wasn't like, we accuse fans all the time of like, we can't just, but I mean, it was a really good fucking show.
Okay, can I sell you on a half point with
I'll give them a bonus point for making this chat try and figure out if they really killed the fans or not. Because that's
well, we were trying to figure out if they really fucked up the fans or not. We were out here. That's a lawsuit.
We all knew we were getting that ring spot. We were waiting for it. And sometimes fans say, well, it's predictable, but so are movies. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's not that they did it, it's how they did it. And like you said, they did the ring spot and followed it with a Seth return. Like, so it's just poof. It wasn't just over. I thought it was done. It wasn't.
They managed to take a post-credit scene or what you feel is the climactic scene of the movie and then throw the post-credit scene right at the very end there to where you've got Seth that pops in, boom, stomp to Bronson Reed, Bob's your uncle, the match is over, and you're left like just literally gasping of saying, holy.
Yeah.
Like that's what you talked about it. We talked about it. Christ, we felt it of. We popped up, the crowd perked up, the fucking chat perked up of everybody. You knew where that match was going, and they still circumvented and exceeded your expectations.
Multiple tables, multiple guardrails. multiple fucking holy shit. Like the
Right.
fact that Braun Strowman came off the fucking top turnbuckle to the floor, but still, I'd hate to be like, you think of the cartoons where you just see the black shadow, like Wile E. Coyote, like, uh-oh.
Cruising on down Main Street, yo, relaxing, feeling good. Next thing that you know, you got octopus in my neighborhood.
Right. Joe sold the fuck out of the ring break. He probably first time he's ever seen one.
He didn't know that was gonna happen.
Holy shit!
I didn't know. I'll ask you and I'll ask the chat this opinion. I know we're towards the back end here because I've seen like people like Samantha and everything that'll get, heat about that. I like when people that, especially that work there, that are right there, that are calling the action, don't fully know the outcome. So it's a genuine reaction.
I don't know how you get the heat like that. And I mean, for the longest time, that was the fun stuff. You'd see the ring announcers or even referees at times, like Earl Hebner would. Remember, he'd grab his head and be like, "Oh my god!" Like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like that's the fun part because if everyone around the ring is selling us, everybody's part of the play. Even the background actors are part of the fucking story. So to me, that's what you want. You want Samantha losing her mind. You want Joe losing her mind. I mean, JR made it infamously famous for him like just losing his mind, and that's what it was.
Right, 100%, 100%. What up? Kyle, what up? Real, what up?
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right, but I don't care. Good show tonight, 8.5. And it wasn't the only good moment, Real. But
it was
some weak spots.
Second best moment, still the best moment is Seth popping out.
Seth,
because the way that they cut it, you literally didn't see it until he's hitting the stomp.
Well, that's it. Like me and we were like, "Who is it? Who is it?" The way he went around, we were like, "Oh, it's Seth!" Like last minute, we were like, "Seth!"
Yeah,
8.5. But I mean, you can't discredit like that CM Punk Drew McIntyre segment was fucking unbelievable. You go find me anybody in any other company where two guys give that kind of fucking promo, and it just dials in so well.
That segment was great. The Kofi Gable match, we are up until this last match was the match of the night, was kind of the moment of the night and everything, honestly. Yeah. And you started off with Jey Uso and putting over Braun Breaker, and then we even still got Braun Breaker going eye to eye, toe to toe with Gunther. So, and we've set up next week Sammy versus Gunther world title match. We've set up a Donnybrook match.
Yeah,
100%. We have accomplished everything. We have checked all the boxes when it comes to booking a great show. When it comes to Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. It's a huge show. It's a great show. It's fantastic. Have the best shows, the best responses.
Right. Oh, it was good. It was good, man. It's fun as fuck. Go home, ring. You're drunk is hilarious. 8.5 to a 9. Oh, look, Z-Man's been sold on going higher. Listen, if a show ends, no matter what show you're watching, and you at the end of the show, you're like, that was fucking awesome. And you're happy and you're smiling and you're like telling your buddies, like, oh, did you see that? That's good TV. That's good entertainment. That's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, we were joking around about Deadpool earlier. It's like you leave that movie smiling, like, fuck, did you end this part and then this part?
Yeah, and that when you want to turn around and go back and rewatch it after you just watched it, you're like, yeah, that's some good shit.
Yeah. 10, 9. WWE has
8, 7, 6, 5. Are we counting?
Yeah, we're going like it's not going right. Gable Kofi, the main event. Gable Kofi was a great match. Punk, Drew, Jay, Gunther, Sammy Gunther was great. Lyra, Zoe, Rafe, again in a little bit. I understand why the Ray match was fluffy, but again, we'll critique it on its own core. AOP match sucked, but we got a Miz turn, so that's good enough for me.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that's the lost whole moment in all of this. If the Miz actually turned heel on what's up.
Are you interested in Miz versus Truth? Kind of, sort of, just because we all love Truth. We want to know what Truth's going to do. Like, he's going to, like, make this funny. Like, Miz is going to get mad, and Truth is going to stick and move.
Yeah, but I don't need, like, heel. I don't need Hot Topic Miz. I don't need him with the Final Testament. I hope not.
Right?
That's why I'm worried with everybody that gets corrupted, quote unquote, by Cross, that they just end up, burn down the Hot Topic.
Right. I agree with this. I felt that the back, like I said, when he called him back and we're like, oh, this is gonna be a good moment, and he went, "There's dogs in here," and everyone went, "What?" Like that was
Yeah,
a bit of a misstep. And again, I don't know
got
whose fault.
awkward, got awkward.
It started with great energy though. That whole building was jumping for Jay. Everybody was getting their yeet on. That's what we do. And when people say, again, when we assess it, that was a flaw. So, I mean, again, I'll give it a bonus mark because I'm sweating. I'm happy. But yeah, it was all over good. 9 out of 10. That Finn and Dom has a plan of bad blood. And yeah, again, tune in. We'll be here.
Right.
At Mania, could we possibly see Usos versus Gorillas of Destiny if we're lucky?
Please.
Yeah, please. I still want KO and Jacob, but and I want it before Mania.
Fair enough. I was going to say that could very much probably happen before Mania. I don't think that needs to happen then. But yeah.
No, I agree with you. Seth documentary coming out next year. That's cool. That's cool. I was waiting for the famous ring imploding to happen, and Cody, I think we all were. But and that's what's fun is like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? They did it, right?
But and that's still to me, and the biggest testament of you can take the obvious spot, like even the barricade spot. We all knew that was going to happen. You now do it, and you sell that the fans are involved in everything, and that causes the distraction. That plays into the secondary or the second spot, to where you got the ring breaks and everything, and they took what is normally the closing spot of a match like that. And they amplified it and added an extra layer to it. So to me, that was a masterclass in how you book a brawl like that between two monsters.
Yeah, and again, Bronson loses without losing face. Braun gets the win, which is good for him. It all works out for everybody.
You got a result. You got the desired result, and no one loses anything. If anything, everybody's now waiting for the next thing.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. We saw the last across on television for a bit now, in my opinion, with Raw going to 2 hours. That will be an interesting factor, Boston. You might not be wrong. Like, you might not have room for the Final Testament on Raw if it's only 2 hours.
You get a vignette, you get a promo package. Now you need to actually focus. Now you need to harness in because time's getting of the essence here. Time's limited, so you got to make them minutes count.
Yeah, but I agree with that. And so 444, thank you for the nice words, John. Love that they broke the rink. I feel like it was a callback to the Big Show and Brock Lesnar. Yeah, two other big beefy boys that did it hard.
Right.
Hard. This chat is still blowing up. 130 likes. We love it. All right, folks, let's tap out. I know there's some other comments, but you can come back tomorrow and remind us what we didn't answer tonight. But we appreciate you. As you can see on the screen here, we will be back tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. for the debut on the Dawson Network. Cannot wait. Well, we don't want to wait.
I don't want to wait for NXT to be.
I'm so tired. I couldn't even get it out. Thank you for the assist on that one.
There we go.
But 130 likes tonight. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. We appreciate everyone for being a part of this. Check out all our socials. They're all below on the links. Follow us on Discord and everywhere else. And
we're huge. We're making wrestling great again.
Wrestling for life over everyone. I happen to agree with that. So thank you. The vibe in here at the end of the show, in the AEW show. Yeah, 100%. Usually I'm half in tears, screaming and yelling at the end of a Wednesday.
I hate you. I hate you. You're the real dad.
Right. Your shit is war. This was Monday Night Raw. There you go. I'll take it.
Whoa.
I don't know what that means. Have a great evening. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. And that's it. Back tomorrow. Huge night. Huge.
Great night. Fantastic night on the CW network. The best networks. Fantastic. We're talking about the best networks, the Wrestling for Life network. Best network. But yes, our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you're able to put that for life network.
See you on the flip side. Come back tomorrow. We're going to the Dawson. Good night.